Anyway, what up, guys? Fruit Punch Saber here. Back with some more Summer Pocket Nomiki route. I think the mic issues is solved. Let's see, I guess. I've been streaming for like an hour and a half, so had no issues. So it should be good. Let's see. Don't want to jinx it. So far, the Nomiki route is definitely a very fun route. The next day. The question about Nomiki's story were eating away at me so badly, I ended up visiting the secret base. Who better to ask about Nomiki than the people who know her best?
なんだよ話って。改まった様子から見る。何かあったようだな。もしかしなくてもNomikiのこと？
It seemed the three of them more or less put together the pieces themselves up to a point. They were probably thinking how I had good news to share. Yeah, so I wanted to ask about Nomiki's parents. They all frowned. Damn. I cut straight to the chase, and their expression shifted in an instant.
それって
Yeah, so buff with the volume for a bit. They glanced at each other, seemingly perplexed. Is something going on with them?
まあな。高原はどこまで知っているんだ？
Well, I explained the situation as far as I figured it out to them. How about her parents were working on the mainland? And how about she ended up living alone as a result? I heard all of that from Nomiki herself, of course. Even though I accepted it all without a second thought back then, now that I really consider it, something seemed off about the whole thing. What possible reason could be important enough to keep her on this island, even meant separating from her parents?
そうNomikiはそんなことを
If you know anything, can you please tell me about it? My request made them hesitate again.
でもこれって私たちが言っちゃっていいのかしらね。
そうだな。Nomikiのプライバシーにも関わることだ。
That's a no then. Her circumstances seem pretty serious then. I figured I might have to ask her about it directly. But just as I was giving in to dejection.
入りならいいんじゃねえか。良一Nomikiに対する態度を見てりゃいつまでも無関係ってわけにもいかないだろうし。
まあそうかもしれないわね。
でも一個だけはっきりしとかなきゃいけねえことがある。だな。
Huh?
ハイリはNomikiのことをどう思ってるの？
Of course, I hesitated to say it after getting asked that directly in front of everyone. But all three of their expression were exceedingly serious. My hesitation only lasted for an instant. I love her. They're all blushing furiously. Okay. Hey, quit acting all embarrassed, guys!
いや、だってそんなにはっきりと言われると
聞いてるこっちが照れちゃうっていうか。
Lay off, please. You're making this weird for me, too. All four of us were blushing awkwardly.
じゃあ少し真面目になりましょう。
Hold on. There we go. I've been serious this whole time for what it's worth.
では、良一。あ、俺から言うわ。
Yoichi pulled himself back together and looked me in the eyes.
実はNomikiはな、捨て子なんだ。
What? I imagined all sorts of potential explanation, but his words blew everything I anticipated out of the water.
そうだ。Nomikiには小さな頃から親がいないんだ。
Hey, isn't that illegal to just abandon your kid? What the hell?
それこそ、物心がつく前から。
私たちもNomikiの両親は知らないわ。
親連中に聞いても、Nomikiを置いて島を去ったとしか言わねえしな。
So, she's been alone her whole life?
そうだが、そうではない。
Huh? How's that?
この島で一人になるなんてことはありえない。
What's that mean?
のみきはこの島のみんなに育てられたんだよ。
All of them? The whole island?
そう。ちょうど私たちみたいな同世代の子供が多かったからね。その親たちがみんなで協力してのみきを育てたのよ。
All your parents together?
あ、だからのみきは俺たちの兄弟みたいなもんなんだぜ。
Damn, dude. Alright.
俺たちの兄弟であり、そしてこの島の大人たち全員の子供だ。
おじいちゃんおばあちゃんたち全員の孫でもあるわね。
I see. So to Nomiki, everyone on the island would either be a parent or a sibling. That's why she was never alone. I finally understood what she meant when she talked about owing the island a debt. And the strength and depth of her feelings for the island suddenly made sense too. I had no idea she was going through something like that.
それは仕方ないわよ。
あいつはああ見えて人に気を使うからな。
だが暗い過去など想像もできないほど健やかに育った。
Yeah, I know what you mean. I was sure that was thanks to all the islanders who helped raise her. But then why would she say her parents are on the mainland? I couldn't see any reason for it. And waiting for them to come home every night on top of it.
ハイリー、そのことなんだけど、その件についてだけはのみきに聞かないでやってくれ。
Huh? Why?
のみきは自分の両親は本土にいて、いつか自分を迎えに来てくれると信じ込んでいるんだ。
Huh? Wait, but they abandoned her, right? She was too young to understand it.
そうなんだけどね。あれは小学生くらいの頃だったかな。のみきが倒れたことがあったの。
Collapse? You mean she got sick?
ええ、ひどい風邪で、なかなか熱が引かなくて何日も入院してて、私たちは子供だったから詳しく聞かされなかったけど、一時は危ないんじゃないかって状態になったみたい。
You mean she almost died?
多分。
大人たちがみんな慌てていたのは覚えている。
ああ、俺たちも見舞いに行きたかったけど、なかなか入れてもらえなくてさ。
でも私たち心配で一度こっそり病室に忍び込んだの。そうしたらのみきは苦しそうにうなされていて、お父さんとお母さんのことを呼び続けてたわ。
So she was sleep talking. She must have been dreaming about her parents the whole time.
うん、多分。
普段のみきが親のことを口にするのなんて聞いたことがなかったから、あれは子供心にショックだったぜ。
やっぱり寂しかったんだろう。当然だが。
It might be that in a time of stress and suffering so great her life was at risk, the feelings she kept suppressed on a day-to-day basis finally overflowed. And she dreamed on and on about her parents. Desperately, searching for them, even though they never met, a nightmare in every sense.
でもなんとか持ち直して、少しずつ熱も引いて元気になったんだけど、その後からのみきは妙なことを言い出すようになったのよ。
Strange things?
自分の両親は離れた場所に住んでいるんだと言い出したんだ。
うなされている中で夢に現れた両親を現実だと思い込んでしまったのかもしれねえって親たちは言ってた。
遠くにいるっていう設定も、その幻想と今両親がそばにいないことの矛盾を埋めるためにのみきが作り出したものかも。自分だけが事情があってこの島で一人暮らしをしている。でも両親は本土にちゃんといて、いつか迎えに来てくれるって。
Seriously? But is that even possible? Convincing yourself that something like that's true?
ありえないことじゃない。イメージトレーニングを知っているか。強い思いが現実に影響を及ぼすことくらいある。
Well, I know that, but still. I really wish he'd gone a different example.
実際のところ、のみきの心の中は俺たちには分からん。
Fair enough.
だから俺たちもそこには触れられなかったんだ。 ただ飲み気の話に曖昧に合わせるしかなかった。
だからあんたも気をつけてあげてね。
Yeah, I know. Thank you for telling me. Aw, damn, the smile from everyone. I never could have imagined that Nomiki's situation was that complicated. I was glad that I found out. But even knowing the situation, what could I possibly do about it?
のみきがずっとこのままでいいとは俺たちも思っていないんだがな。
Nobody could reply to Tenzin's mutter. They've been together since they were little, and were members of the youth association together too. They had to be incredibly worried. I was too, of course. But I didn't even have the slightest clue what to do. Is there anything we can do? Anything at all I can do to help her? Don't they have an orphanage or anything like that? Probably not. Oh, another dream. Okay. I woke up. Glancing around the dimly lit room, I put the pieces together pretty quickly. There was another one of those dreams. Guess I'm pretty used to them by now. I wasn't even surprised anymore. Just then, I realized that there was somebody in my room with me. Kyoko-san?
ハイリー、起きてたのか。
Huh? Nomiki? Nomiki showed up in Kyoko-san's place. Why would she be here? And wait, what did she just call me?
どうしたんだ、ハイリー。
Ah, right. This is a dream. Things are playing out according to my desires. I started feeling really embarrassed. Am I really having yet another of these dreams?
私が起こさなくても、今日は一人でちゃんと起きられたな。
Damn, the classic childhood friend cliche.
いつもこうだと私も楽なんだが。
Huh? Always.
毎朝私が起こしてやってるだろ。
Wait, do you?
なんだ、とぼけるのか。それならこれからはもう起こすのはやめるか。
What? No, spare me, please. I still didn't get it, but if I had the privilege of getting woken up by Nomiki, I wasn't about to let it go that easily.
そうやって素直になればいいのだ。まあ、毎朝のあれができなくなるのは私も寂しいからな。
A morning routine?
そうだ、あれだ。
Ohayo Kisu.
なんだ、またとぼけるのか。ああ、そうか。そうやってとぼけて実演してもらおうという魂胆か。
Demonstrate.
いや、それならそれでいい。私もちょっと口寂しかったからな。
Oh, she really liked that kiss. Your mouth was lonely, so like you're hungry?
まったく仕方ないやつだ。
Nomiki smiled seductively as she knelt down beside me. Then she wrapped her arms around my neck and kissed me. I tried to breathe and ended up filling my lungs with Nomiki's scent. It was a sweet, milky sort of fragrance. I could feel her soft lips upon mine. It felt so nice. I wish I could stay that way forever. I was in a dreamlike trance. I mean, it actually was a dream, I guess. My lips parted, but Nomiki still passionately stared into my eyes.
ダメだ。いくらでもしていたくなってしまう。キリがないな。
And we do this every morning.
お前が起こすときはこうしてくれと言っただろ。
I did.
まあ、これをしないと私も調子が出ないから持ちつ持たれつだがな。
Nomiki smiled happily. Yeah, same.
じゃ、早く起きてこい。朝食が冷めてしまうぞ。
I got a little stuffy nose. Thanks for the food.
召し上がれ。
We had fried rice for breakfast. Nomiki made it herself. Yep, this is great.
そうか、お前好みの味に少しは近づいたろうか。
Yeah, it's right on point. I'm pretty impressed.
そうか、それならよかった。だが、もっともっと精進してお前好みの味を極めるつもりだ。
We're not going to question about the fried rice for morning, okay?
時間はいくらでもあるからな。
Yeah, true enough. From what I gathered, we were married and living in this house together. That's why she was waking me up every morning. Like it was only natural. And why she was cooking for me every meal too. And Nomiki was going all out with the newlywed bride bit too. training herself on a daily basis to cook our meals just the way I like them. Could this world possibly get any better?
やっぱりまだ米が少し湿って重たい感じがするな。もっとパラパラにするにはどうしたらいいのか。
She kept mulling over the recipe, even while we were eating. Seeing her like this made me particularly overflow with happiness. Even though we were married, we were still part of Torishirojima Youth Association. Patrolling around the island was part of our daily schedule. So, what's my job again?
何って少年団が私たちの仕事だろう。
Oh, yeah, right. Got it. Apparently, our schedule from that summer vacation was now our long-term everyday life.
おや、今日も二人で見回りかい？
おばあちゃん、調子はどうですか？
絶好調。
それは何よりです。
あんたたちこそ今日も仲良さそうで何よりだよ。さすが島一番のおしどり夫婦だね。
Foo-foo. Cut it out. You're right, but it's still embarrassing.
ちょっと恥ずかしいが事実だからな。
知ってるか？
Oh, God.
本当のおしどりってのは1年で別れるらしいぞ。
Did it say real look for it?
良一、貴様。
冗談だって。
何が冗談だ。早く服を着ろ。
あ、そっちか。
あら、あんたたち今日もおしどり夫婦ね。
Why does she dream of shooting Ryochi, even in the dream?
2人のおしどり夫婦ぶりはこの島の自慢だからな。
Each and every person we met complimented us on being such a wonderful pair of lovebirds. It seemed we were pretty much famous for it across the island, so of course they would. As we ate dinner, we reported to each other about the day's events. That was another part of our routine.
実は観光協会の会長に
Oh,
推薦されてしまった。
casual wear Nomiki. She's good. She looked a bit bashful as she gave me the news. What's the news? Alright. Well, that's great, isn't it? I mean, nobody loves and works with this island the way you do, so I say it's only natural.
いや、私などまだ若輩者だ。相当頑張らなければ会長など務まらない。でも島のみんなに認めてもらえたことが何より嬉しい。この島をより良くしていくことがみんなへの最大の恩返しだ。
Nomiki looked truly happy. Watching her smile like that made me feel almost as happy as I figured she did. Alright, tonight we celebrate. I presented a whole freshly seed brim to Nomiki.
私のためにこんな豪華なものをいいのか？
Of course, today's a day to celebrate for you after all.
ハイリー、大好きだ。
Yeah, I love you too. Okay, say
あんかそれは恥ずかしいな。
Who cares? We're celebrating. Come on,
あん。
Even when nobody was watching, even when we were just eating dinner together, we were a spitting image of a happily married couple. The night we slept together in the same bed. Hurry up and come over, Nomiki. Oh! Nomiki crawled under the covers, a bit shyly. Still not used to it.
まだ少し緊張してしまう。何しろ大好きな人がこんなにそばにいるのだからな。顔が近すぎて照れてしまうんだ。
Nomiki smiled, and her smile spread to me a moment later. Okay then, how about you get so close to me you can't see my face at all?
そうだな。それはいいかもしれない。
Nomiki clung to my chest like a spoiled child. I wrapped my arms around her as well. You know, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of hard. Because, I mean, you know, she's kind of stacked. That means she has to like lean forward to cover her face.
二人もいいが、もう少し賑やかでもいいかもしれないな。
Livelier.
ああ、子供は 2人は欲しいと思うのだが
I think she wants 2 kids. You know, that's kind of a deep meaning. I don't know what the author thought about this for. You think the only reason she wants 2 kids is so that one kid doesn't get lonely? So he or she have a sibling to hang out with. You think that's why she wants 2 kids? Because she was probably like the only child in her eyes. And she was lonely for all these years. No, wait. She said that everyone felt like a sibling to her though. Maybe, I don't know. That's my theory. That's why she wants 2 kids. Kids, huh? We were married, so of course that would come up eventually. Me, a father, huh? Wonder if I can pull it off.
なれるともハイリは案外子供好きだし面倒見もいい絶対にいいお父さんになる
Nomiki was full of confidence. Having somebody say something like that about me so confidently really was a bit embarrassing. But I was way happier than embarrassed for sure.
いい父親に
Nomiki started lightly snoring, still snuggled up against my chest. I have to do my best to make sure I end up that way, huh? Kate, good night.
ハイリ大好きだ
I could feel her soft, gentle warmth in my arm as I slowly faded into unconsciousness. Is this the end of the dream? Or no? You think this is her memories? Black and white usually mean the past. Another dream inside a dream? How is that possible? Were we on the 18th before? I don't remember. I woke up feeling stifled. Something was blocking off my mouth. I could tell somebody was right in front of me, but they were so close I couldn't see their face. All I could make out was just sweet, milky fragrance. Hey, why did she smell like milk? What the plus the fact that they were incredibly warm and soft. It was. Suddenly the warmth broke away from my lips. Now that we parted, our eyes met. Oh! Oh! She's naked! Wait a minute! What happened in the dream? Her state of dress was, to say the least, suggestive. What? Nomiki, why are you? I've been dreaming up until a moment ago. The usual sort of dream where everything worked out well for me. I can still remember it. So if I wake up from that dream, would that make this reality? But then why would Nomiki be here? And dressed like that on top of it?
どうしたまだ寝ぼけているのか
Nomiki smiled bashfully. She looked so pure and happy and satisfied I couldn't find the right words to say to her.
まだ眠いのか無理もない昨夜は頑張りすぎてしまったからな
Push myself too hard. Exactly what did I push myself to do last night? Looking down on myself, my clothes were pretty deceitful too. A man and a woman sharing a bed, pushing themselves at night. Oh geez, I think my face is gonna catch fire. My pubescent male man was really putting his power of imagination through the ringer.
どうした顔が真っ赤だぞ
You know you're blushing too, right?
こういうのはやはり恥ずかしいものだなまだ慣れない
What's with this conversation? Is this the real world, right? I look around the room. I was awake, so it had to be morning, but my surroundings were still dark and gloomy. Something was wrong. What's going on here? I'm not still dreaming, am I?
夢何を言ってるんだ確かにこんな幸せな毎日は夢のようではあるがな
You're happy?
ああもちろんだお前は違うのか
I'm... Of course, I'm happy. Yeah. I had Nomiki with me, right by my side. Of course I'd be happy to wake up in a situation like this. But this was the first time I woken up to a day of nighttime 2 days in a row like this. I was returned to the real world after I woke up, but considering the situation, I had to be dreaming. This is a dream, right? Huh? The moment I stopped thinking about it, I was suddenly no longer confident if I was dreaming or awake.
どうしてこれが夢なのだ？
No, I mean, but when did our relationship end up like this?
まだ寝ぼけているのか？お前が初めて鳥城島に来た夏に告白をしてくれたのを忘れたか？
The summer you first.
私も誠実なお前に惹かれたんだ。
Were you?
それから1週間、こうして私たちは晴れて夫婦だ。
Wait, it's been a whole week? Since what, the first summer? Since he confessed. And they got married after that. Wait, stop. A week? We went from confessing to marriage in a week?
みんなも驚いていたな。
Well, yeah, that would be. I sure as hell am.
まるで夢のような生活だ。こうして家族と一緒に家にいられること。この幸せが、もしこれが夢なのだとしたら、私はずっと夢でも構わない。
You'd be okay with that? With living in a dream?
幸せならいいじゃないか。ハイリは違うのか？
Thinking it through again, she was right. Being here wasn't troubling me, far from it. If I stayed, I could be with Nomiki forever. The moment I woke up, I'll be back in the same painful one-sided relationship as before. Yeah. It'd be nice to stay like this forever, even if it's a dream.
だろ？
Nomiki snuggled up to me. Her bare skin rubbed against mine.
不思議だな。人の体温というのはみんな同じくらいのはずなのに、どうして触れ合うとお互い温かいと感じるのだろう。もしかしたら私たちが感じているのは人の心の温かさなのかもしれないな。
Nomiki looked a bit absent-minded. Her warmth really was somehow strange. I wanted to stay there forever. I found myself thinking I'll be fine, but never going back, even if it's a dream. If I could stay with Nomiki forever, a dream. Do people only dream when they're asleep? Aren't there dreams where you can see when you're awake too? An incredibly precious one.
ハイリ？
That's right. How did newspaper work out?
新聞？
And the sightseeing journal too.
何を言っているんだ？
What? But it's a dream, isn't it?
夢？私の？
You said you helped pay back the island, right?
恩返し。夢。ハイリ、何を言っている？夢はこれだ。今が夢だ。
Yeah, I know, but... Huh, wait. You know this is a dream too?
いや、でも現実だと思えば現実だ。
Dreams and reality were getting mixed together, and I couldn't tell what was what. I was certain this was a dream, but some part of me was telling myself that it wouldn't be fine if this were reality instead. Thinking about it all was making my head spin.
ハイリ、もう少し眠るか？
No, I have a feeling that sleeping here is a bad idea.
大丈夫だ。私がそばにいる。ずっとこうしている。私たちは夫婦なんだからな。
She cuddled up even closer, squeezing her little body up against mine as tightly as she could. Her warmth was so comforting. I felt a wave of drowsiness beginning to overwhelm me. Nomiki, wake up! Why would I say that to her? The end of my sentence sounded vague and distant, and then I dropped into unconsciousness. Is it a dream or we're back to the real world? Looks like we're back to the real world. 18 or 19? Okay. It was bright. so blindingly bright I couldn't open my eyes.
Hairi-san!
I heard a voice, not Nomiki's, Umi-chan's. I finally pried my eyes open. I tried to sit up, but aches and pains shot throughout my body as I did, so... Umi-chan?
Hairi-san! わかる?
Umi-chan was staring at me. She looked worried. I nodded at her.
よかった。あ、そうだ！京香さん！ハイリさん起きた！
Did he slept for an entire day? Looks like it. Umi-chan shouted. Kyoka-san rushed into the room a moment later.
あらあら、ママ！
Ara mama!
ハイリくん、気がついたの？大丈夫？
Yeah, I'm fine. Powering through the aches and pains, I finally managed to sit up. What happened to me anyway? I couldn't grasp the situation at all. Why would Umi-chan and Kyoka-san be this worried about me? My memories were a mess. I looked around the room. It was brightly lit by the morning sun. I certainly seemed I was back in the real world. The thought reminded me of how I've been dreaming up until mere moments ago.
ハイリくん、丸一日以上ずっと寝っぱなしだったのよ。
What? More than a whole day?
今日は8月19日だよ。
What? No, wait, hold up. Trying to prank me while I was half asleep? Not. I tried to banter back for a moment, but I quickly swallowed my words as I realized how serious the expression were. I'm sorry. Looks like I really worried you. But anyway, I slept for a whole day? Why would I?
それはこっちが聞きたいよ。何があったの？何か変なものでも食べた？どこか痛いところとか気持ち悪いとかはない？
No, not at all. I mean, my joints are pretty stiff, but that aside.
それはずっと寝っぱなしだったからだよ。
Guess getting too much sleep's bad for you too, huh?
とにかく起きてくれてよかったわ。何度か体をゆすったけど起きなかったんだよ。
I must have been really deep sleep. Which would be odd considering I heard that you dream when you're not deeply asleep at all.
時々寝言とか言ってたし。
I was sleep talking. Wait, what did I say? I asked, terrified.
夢中とか？あと、あーんとか？早く来いよとか言ってたけど、どこに行くの？
Wait a minute! What do you mean by that? Heard the what?
海ちゃんにはまだ早いわ。
Ah!
青春。あ、思春期か。
Ah! I clutched my head and wreathed in despair.
あ、ダメよ。そんな急に動き回っちゃ。
But, I'm never gonna let sleep talking like that down.
とりあえず、今日一日は様子を見て安静にしてなさい。
Dude, they have H scenes in this game. First, the Aoi route had an H scene. Now the Nomiki route had an H scene. What the hell? It's just not drone. It was subtly mentioned. Holy shit, hurry up and come to Nomiki. I don't want to stay inside. I want to go somewhere far, far away.
ダメ。今日は安静です。
Right. I couldn't oppose her, so I decided to just think of it as a sort of aesthetic training. I spent the day staring at my own embarrassment in the eye.
おーっす、見舞いに来たぞ。
丸一日起きられなかったと聞いたが、大丈夫か？
Miyoshi and Tenzin stopped by to visit in the afternoon. I guess you could say I was unconscious, but I was just sleeping, really. I can't really explain it myself.
それだけいい夢見てたんじゃねえのか？
ずいぶん恥ずかしい夢を見ていたそうじゃ。
Oh, dude, everyone heard. What? What are you talking about? I stared at the floor, trembling.
狭い島だからな。
島の情報もなめんなよ。
Kyoko-san! Kyoko-san!
いや、海ちゃんだ。
Umi-chan! I can never set foot outside again. I should have just stayed in the dream.
それにしても、 24時間以上目覚めないなんていうのは尋常ではないぞ。
だよな。俺だって18時間ぐらいが最高だ。
That's pretty impressive in his own right.
あれ、あんたたちも来てたの？
Even Ao came to see me.
高原、大丈夫なのか？
And Nomiki too. I feel my face immediately flare red. Yeah, I'm fine.
どうして敬語なんだ？
Nomiki had an almost apologetic expression on her face. It's nothing, don't worry about it.
そうか。しかし、丸1日以上眠っていたと聞いたが、すまなかった。
Huh? Why are you apologizing?
本来なら客人としてこの島で楽しんでもらわなければいけなかった。なのに私の都合で少年団の仕事を手伝わせていた。高原には無理をさせてしまった。本当に申し訳ない。
Hold on a second. I wasn't really pushing myself at all. And besides, I've been enjoying the youth association work.
そうか？それなら私も救われる。
Nomiki finally smiled at that point. Seeing her smile would relieve me as well. But at the same time, a horrifying thought crossed my mind. Could Nomiki have heard about my incredibly embarrassing sleep talking too?
大丈夫よ。
Oh. Oh, notice that I was panicking. She whispered into my
あ
ear.
んたの恥ずかしい寝言、飲み気にはごまかしておいたから。
Oh, are you an angel?
ふんふん、恩に来なさい。
Okay.
しかし、高原が夢にまで天然と良一のことを見るとはな。
Huh? Right. I mean, they're my new island buddies after all.
さすがの私も夢の中の行動までは咎められない。
は？
役場の前で子供たちを呼んで裸卓球祭りなどという風紀を乱す夢か。
What?
執行部の仕事が過度なストレスを与えていたのかと心配した。本当はそういうことをしたかったのか？
No! I denied it with all my heart and soul and looked over at O. She gave me a thumbs up, somehow looking satisfied. Why couldn't she have thought of literally anything better to smooth this over for me?
さて、あまり長居をしては高原も迷惑だろう。
I'm bored out of my mind anyway, so it doesn't bother me really.
ダメだ。今日は一日しっかり休め。そして明日からまた元気な姿を見せてくれ。
そうそう。お前がいなきゃ脱ぎがいがないからな。
裸卓球祭り楽しみに待っているぞ。
What the fuck? No! I'm never ever doing one of those.
青、話が違うぞ。
俺らを騙したのか？
あんたらがそれ信じちゃったわけ？
うおー信じてたのに。
You guys sure are innocent sometimes. In a good and bad
じ
sense.
ゃあ高原、カイヌが本当に無理はするなよ。
Yeah, I know. Thanks for coming to see me.
明日は脱いで待ってるぜ。
And I'll be sure to bring in a spare bottle of water.
全開したお前と明日は卓球を。
Okay, thanks so much for coming. I cut Denzen off and waved goodbye with a smile. After everyone left, I took a deep breath. Nomiki visited me in my room in real life. I mean, okay, I'm basically a freeloader and it's not really my room, but still. She looked like she was really worried about me. And she smiled when she realized I'm okay. Damn it. How's it even fair for her to be that cute? I rolled around in my bed. Then I slowly lifted up my pillow with both hands. Nomiki sure was cute in my dreams too. She was so honest in the dream world and kissing me like it's totally natural and stuff, but she's bashful too. I imagined her face embezzling on my pillow and half closed my eyes. Then I brought my lips towards it.
ああ、ごめん。
Oh god!
それ以上はちょっと勘弁してくんない？
Gah! Why are you still here? Are you a voyeur? Or is some sort of degenerate?
いや、ずっといたんだけど、あんたが自分の世界に入って見てなかっただけよ。
Forget about it, please. For the love of God, forget everything you just saw.
まあ、努力はしてみるけど無理だと思う。
Ah!
それより、あんた、本当に飲み気のこと好きなのね。
What? Is that what it looks like to you?
あれで好きじゃないとか言ったら頭おかしいわよ。
I do.
まあ本当に聞きたいのはそれじゃないんだけど。
Huh? Our expression was
あん
unreadable.
た蝶に触った？
Huh? A butterfly. I was a bit on guard, but her question came from a complete unexpected direction. Had no clue what she meant. Dang, dude, they made Ao much more of an important character now with the Reflection Blue route. With the other routes, she was good as a support, but she didn't really play too much of a major role. But then when it came to Shizuku and now Nomiki, they gave Ao a really good role, basically, as a support character. They made her more relevant, and I like that. A butterfly. Like an actual butterfly? Not a figure of speech or something?
そうよ。淡く光る蝶。
A glowing butterfly. I remember. I had seen a glowing butterfly, hadn't I? The one that looked like it came from Nomiki when we were up on the broadcast tower.
その様子じゃ図星みたいね。
No, I didn't actually touch it. I thought I was just seeing things. I mean, a glowing butterfly.
いるのよ。この島にはね。
Really?
まあ誰にでも見えるわけじゃないんだけどね。
Really?
なんで嬉しそうなのよ。
I mean, it's all coatings, right? Does that get you excited? But that butterfly, it looked like it came out of Nomiki actually. Do the butterfly and Nomiki have something to do with each other?
ハイリー、あんた飲み気に近づきすぎたのよ。
Huh? What's that mean?
ね、七英鳥はまあ置いておいて、
Iridescent shades?
とにかくあの子は人の意識に干渉しちゃうの。
My consciousness? By Nomiki?
逆に言えばそれだけあんたのことを信頼してるってことなのかもしれないけど、でもそれはあまり良くないことなのよ。
Does all have to do something with me sleeping through an entire day?
多分ね。
No way.
見たんでしょ、光る蝶を。
Yeah?
あれには触れちゃいけないの。でも眠っている時に勝手に寄ってこられたら避けようがないわ。あくまで私の予想だけど、飲み気の蝶が寝ているあんたに近づいた。深すぎる眠りの原因はそれだと思うわ。
It's really hard to process when you throw it at me all at once.
私だっていきなり信じてもらえるなんて思ってないわ。でも最近リアルな夢ばかり見ているんじゃない？図星みたいね。今回みたいなことがあったことを考えると、できればすぐにでも島を出た方がいいと思う。
What? No way. My confusion barely lasted an instant. I immediately rejected her suggestion.
そう言うと思ったけど、あんた夏休みが終わったら帰るんでしょ？
Well, yeah, but...
ならそれが少し早まるだけよ。
But...
別に私も意地悪でこんなこと言ってるわけじゃないの。あんたが来てから正直なところ毎日楽しいし、少年団も活気づいてるし、飲み気も元気になってるし、私だって勘違いしないでよ。別に私があんたのことをって意味じゃないから。
Yeah, the fucking classic Sundieru. Alright. Yeah, you can just skip the whole deal, okay? Only have eyes for Nomiki.
少しくらい意識しなさいよ。そんな切ない目で見ないでよ。まるで私がかわいそうな子みたいじゃない。
Sorry, Ao. If I was shallower sort of guy, I might have room in my heart for both of you, but only have eyes for Nomiki.
なんで私が振られたみたいになってるのよ。
But anyway, I can't go home yet. If I left while everything was this half-baked state, I don't think I'd be able to come back.
あんたがそんな風に思ってくれてるのはこの島の住人として嬉しいけど、
Aoi made a conflicted sort of expression.
でも今回は起きられたけど、次はどうなるかわからないのよ。
Even then, she was worried about me. I was pretty grateful for that. But if I leave things between Nomiki and I the way they are now, I'll probably never see her again, right? Assuming she really was the cause of all this. And then if I'm left without resolving the problem, it'd basically be the same as saying I was okay not meeting her again. I could never do that. I was dead set on that point.
のみきが羨ましいわ。
Huh? So you really do?
違うわよ。そんな風に堂々と自分を好きって言ってくれる人がいて、羨ましいと思っただけよ。
Of course, I haven't actually told Nomiki herself about it yet. What?
誰？
Don't call me a wuss. At least go with pure or something.
ピュアヘタレ。
It doesn't work when you say it like that. You're just doubling down on the wuss part.
ヘタレなのに島は出ていかないって言うし、根性座ってるんだか座ってないんだか。そこまで言われちゃ無理に出ていけとは言えないわね。
I was shrugged and let out sort of a half laugh, half sigh. Thanks for worrying about me.
でもこのまま見て見ぬふりをするってわけにもいかないのよ。何か対策を考えないと。
It's really that dangerous of a situation?
さっきも言ったけど、ずっと目覚められなくなるって可能性もあるわ。
Dang, she know from experience, man. Her sister. Seriously?
マジ。
Well, that sucked.
当たり前でしょ。
But what am I supposed to do? I have no idea how to deliberately wake myself up when I'm dreaming.
コツはあるわよ。
There is. Teach me, please.
夢の中で自分が夢の世界にいるって自覚はあるのよね。
Yeah, after having so many of them, I started catching on more or less. But whenever I got caught up in a dream story, I started losing my sense of things.
そういう時は手のひらを見なさい。
The palm of my
自
hand.
分のね、手のひらをじっと観察するの。
So if I stare really hard at my hand, I'll realize it's a dream?
気づきやすくなると思う。夢の中では見るってことがキーワードになるから。
Seeing.
手のひらがよく見えてきたら、周りの景色もよく観察してみること。
Look at my palm, then the surrounding area.
そうすればきっと自分が今夢を見ているということに気づくと思うわ。
Got it. I'll give it a try. Though I had to remember I'm supposed to do that, first of all.
そして夢だと気づけたなら、夢から覚める方法を試してみて。
What should I do?
まずは現実との接点を見つけることね。自分の手を見るのもその一つだけど、他にも場所とか物とか、
Places or things, huh?
夢との境界や扉だと思ってもらえばいいわ。
So I should try to imagine a place that connects the dream world and reality?
そんなとこね。あと単純な目覚め方の一つとして、
Oh god.
高いところから落ちるっていうのがあるわ。
Fall?
どっかから落ちて目覚めたことってない？体がふわっとした感覚になってパッと目が覚めるやつ。
Yeah, I had that. I get it, so I just have to deliberately create a sort of situation.
でもそれで必ず目覚められると保証はできないわ。だからできればすぐ島を離れるのが最善なんだけど、しないわよね。
Sure isn't.
わかったわ。でもとにかく無茶はしないで。
Yeah, I know. Thanks for everything.
こっちこそ。飲み気のこと頼むわね。あの子を守ってあげて。
Of course. I had no idea what, if anything, I could do. But there was no way I could go back and leave things the way they were. Is this the dream world? No, the next day. 21st. No, 20th. Morning, huh? I woke up the next day to a perfectly normal morning. I couldn't remember having any weird dreams. I guess I didn't dream at all. That would certainly be good news. It would be nice to have those dreams went away for good. I feel just a bit sad about it too, though. It only been a couple of days, but it still felt like I hadn't been to town halls in ages. But even so, Nomiki was waiting there just like usual. Hey, I called out to her, and Nomiki immediately spun around to face me.
おはよう。もう大丈夫か？
Yeah, sorry to make you worry.
いや、無事ならそれが何よりだ。今日からまたいつも通りに一緒に見回りはできるのか？
Yeah, you can count on me. I posed with Hydro Caliber Type 0.
そうか。よかった。
Nomiki wasn't super talkative, but I could tell from her expression that she was genuinely happy to see me back in action. That was enough to put a good mood on its own. Yeah, everyday stuff like this is nice. I don't need anything special, so I wouldn't mind if I had another of those dreams again. Nomiki and I seriously patrolled around the island.
野生の裸が現れた
Just did
撃
it.
つ。
Firing.
やっは
Yoshi popped up and immediately went down under a hail of squirt gunfire.
どういうつもりだ？
Didn't even feel like he was trying to dodge.
入りの復活祝いだ
Yoshi smiled brilliantly from the ground, then expired. Well, thanks, I guess? As far as expression or friendship go, it was pretty twisted, but I thanked him anyway.
新聞の記事に少年団をと言っていたが、こいつは外すべきか？
Can't we just make sure he's wearing clothes when he introduces himself?
高原は優しいんだな。
I mean, you can't deny that he's always got his friend's best interests in mind. The islanders pass on their good traits to him, too.
高原がそう言うなら間違いないんだろうな。
Oh, by the way,
なんだ？
what was your dream again?
夢？
Nomiki looked a bit caught off guard. I don't mean like the sort when you sleep. Like your dream for the future, you know?
ああ、それなら前に話しただろう。この島の観光日誌を出版するんだ。
Dang, dude, Nomiki remember the H scene. Hey, that's kind of weird. If they do it for the first time in their dream, does that count? But that doesn't count. I don't know how that works. And the dream's supposed to be so ultra realistic, and they did it for the first time in a dream. I think that counts, doesn't it? That should count. Yep, that was it. Her answer relieved me.
急にどうしたんだ？
Don't worry about it. You better do your best on that sightseeing journal.
うむ。
Oh, her name is just Miki. No longer Nomiki. Miki-chan. When did her name become Miki? What the heck? Miki? When did she become Miki? Miki? Hey, what's her name always Miki? What the heck? I'm confused now. Oh. Oh, dang, you got 100 saved profiles. Hold on, I gotta do this for testing. What's her name? Nomiki or Miki? Oh, it was always Miki. I never noticed that. I thought we call her Nomiki for a nickname.
うむ。
I didn't know it was Miki. That's it. I mean, I knew her name was Miki. Nomura Miki. That's her full name. But I thought the subtitles, her name text would be just Nomiki. Ba-da-ba-ba. We passed by the elementary school. The kids were all by the pool making something. Ao and Tenzin were over there with them.
組み上がったらちゃんと浮くかプールで試すのよ。
浮かなかったら特別にピンポン玉を貸してやろう。
What the fuck?
ダサくなるからいらない。
あ、これうまくできたんじゃない？
師匠、鑑定してくれよ。
ちょっと歪んでるから70点ね。
厳しい。
みんなやってるな。あ、少年団のリーダーだ。おまけも一緒ね。
Freebie. What? Am I a freebie? Kind of felt like they were treating me like dirt.
少し前まで良一もいたんだけど、急に服を脱いでどっか行っちゃったのよ。
Yeah, he collapsed on the road to the town hall.
なんで？
Shot him.
ああ、裸だったから？
He died a martyr of a cross of friendship.
ごめん、言ってる意味がわかんない。
立派なやつだった。
え、そっちには通じてるの？
Oh, look repulsed. Anyway, what are you guys doing here? Making boats?
これは灯籠だ。
Lanterns?
兄ちゃん見てくれ、かっけえだろ。
俺のが一番遠くまで行くんだ。
You're sure they're not boats?
灯籠は明日の夏鳥の儀で海に流すんだ。
I think we only did this festival with Shiroha, right? We didn't really interact with that festival any other route, just Shiroha. It'd be interesting if Nomiki's get interactive with that event. The Flight of the Summer Bird? Ah, right, that island event. Wait, that's tomorrow?
港のパンフレットに書いてあったと思うが。
I barely glanced at him, honestly. All I could remember was the picture of the ocean surface full of floating lanterns. I figured it'd be quite the spectacle to witness in person. We talked about censoring the newspaper article around that event and using it as a springboard to discuss the island's many appeals.
どうした？
I was just thinking, couldn't you put this lantern making stuff into the article? We got the youth association here teaching the kids already, so it's pretty convenient, right?
なるほど。それはいい考えだ。
そう言うと思って持ってきた
Why
ぜ
is
カメ
naked,
ラ。
Brody? And have naked Ryochi abruptly cut into the conversation.
脱ぐな。
Isn't this a pool area, so it's okay?
待てよ、ここプールだろ。脱いだっていいじゃねえかよ。
そういえばそうだった。すまなかったな。
軽い。
So wait, does that mean you went out to get your camera?
その途中でお前らを見かけたから撃たれに行ったんだ。
You really need to start keeping your own best interest in mind.
今日はハイリの復活祝いだから気にするなって。
I'd rather he celebrated in like literally any other way.
しかし、どうして良一がカメラを？
前に会議したじゃねえか。
ほら、秘密基地で新聞で少年団を取り上げるって。
なので及ばずながら記事にできそうなものを俺たちも集めていたんだ。
みんな。
So what about Shiroha? I looked around for the remaining youth association member who'd been at the secret base back then.
あの子は夏鳥の儀の巫女役だから、今は神社の方でお役目中よ。
Oh.
じゃ、まあ写真適当に撮っとくか。フィルムはバッチリ新品だぜ。
あんたたち、新聞に載れかもしれないわよ。指名手配されるの？
The wanted
逃げ
page.
ろ。
違う違う。いいことで載るのよ。
作りたての灯籠を持つといい。
マジ？新聞に俺たちが載るの？指名手配じゃなく
What
て？
the fuck?
お、そうだぜ。
Yoshi aimed the camera at the kids as they happily held up their lanterns. That's great, huh, Nomiki? Everyone's doing their part to help the youth association out. That's Islanders for you.
あ、
Nomiki smiled happily. Are the reporters gonna show up to see the flight of summer bird for material?
もちろんだ。
Guess you have to show them around, huh?
高原の案内も兼ねてな。
Me?
高原にも知ってもらいたいんだ。この島の魅力を余すことなく、全部な。
I'll look forward to it. Nomiki?
夏鳥の儀を終えると、夏の終わりを意識してしまう。長い夏休みも終わる。
Yeah, it will. Nothing else needed to be said. Everybody already knew they had to leave when summer ended. Naturally, Nomiki knew too. That's exactly why neither of us said a word. Because at the very least, we wanted to enjoy our remaining time right up until the end. To make more good memories, even if only just a few. Dream? No dream. Oh, we made it to the festival without any detours. Alright. A ton of people surged onto the island that day, starting in the early morning. Considering the island's usually quiet atmosphere, it was almost imaginably bustling. Goddamn, these Kamomes, man. Man, there are really a ton of tourists.
1年に一度のにぎわいだ。静かな落ち着いた島も好きだが、こういう賑やかな日も増えるといいんだが。
And that's what the article's for, right?
そうだな。
Just then, a familiar pair disembarked from the ferry.
どうもどうも。
It was the reporters. It's okay.
すごい人ですね。
They were both shocked on how unlike the usual island atmosphere was. I was surprised too. Never did I see this many people around this island.
今日はたっぷり取材していってください。
ええ、任せてください。
では、案内します。
よろしくお願いします。
We set off with the reporters on top. I heard it was like an Obon festival, but in spite of the bidding farewell to your ancestor connotation, it was more festive than solemn overall. There were even stalls set up, though not a huge number or anything.
夏鳥の儀というのは、いわゆるお盆の送り火のようなものなんですよね。
はい、そうです。お盆の時期に帰ってきたご先祖様たちの魂が迷わず帰れるようにと、巫女が先導するお祭りです。灯籠はそれぞれの家の者たちが自分のご先祖様の魂を乗せていることを意味しています。
So every family on the island makes a lantern then. I remember seeing the kids make them yesterday as I asked.
基本はな。だが、島民以外の人が行事に参加できるよう簡易的な灯籠も売っている。
自分たちで作る方がご先祖様も喜びますね。
はい。家によってご先祖様の好きだったものをかたどった飾りを載せたり工夫されています。
なるほど。家族の温かみを感じますね。
The reporters had a tape recorder running. They were jotting notes about the conversation as well. The male reporter brought a camera along and was taking photos of all sorts of places across the island. Meanwhile, the islander in the area watched over us with a kind, welcoming look in their eyes. It drove, in fact, that this island really is welcoming to outsiders. Suddenly, the male reporter looked like he remembered something and turned to face me.
そうだ。君たちの写真も撮っていいかい？
Huh? Of us?
私たちの写真なんて載せなくていいですよ。
今回の記事は少年団を絡めていくんだろ？なら我々に協力してくれているミキさんの写真は欲しいですよ。
私の写真ですか？
I mean, why not?
かしこまらなくてもいいんです。今まで通り私たちにこの島の案内をしてください。その自然な雰囲気を写真に撮りたいので。
わかりました。
She agreed, albeit reluctantly.
では次は役場の方へ。
She was obviously incredibly stiff as she walked off. Yeah, she was definitely fixing on the picture thing, and was nervous about it too. Nomiki guided us to the destination after destination across the island. She was excessively conscious of the camera at first, and awkward as a result, but it seemed she'd gradually forget about it as time went on. I tried to help her act as naturally and normally as possible too, but suddenly I realized something.
この道は潮の香りと緑の香りを同時に感じられるんです。このまま先に向かうと石造りの灯台があります。もう稼働していない廃灯台ですが、歴史的価値があって島の名物の一つです。
確か日本に2基しかない無塗装の灯台なんですよね。
Painted?
はい、そうなんです。少し遠いですけど、行ってみましょう。
Nomiki chatted with the reporter woman as we walked along. The male reporter kept taking pictures of them as they walked. Not just one or two, he took an awful lot of them.
ああ、すまない。少し公私混同してしまった。
Huh? Right. I had no idea what he was talking about. He gave me a pretty vague reply. The man slowed his pace down a bit as he watched Nomiki and the woman walk along in front of us.
実はね、私と彼女の間には子供がいなくてね。
Oh, they're married! Oh, is that so? Huh? Wait, you two married?
実はそうなんだ。
Huh, that's kind of a surprise.
進んで言うようなことでもないと思って黙っていたんだ。だけど、彼女のあの姿を見ると。
The man was walking along Nomiki and listening to her talk. Oh! You don't think the twist is the reporter is Nomiki parents that abandoned her? You think that's the twist? No fucking way. No, you say they never had a kid? We never had a child. Okay, now that can't be the twist. That'd be fucked up, dude. The woman was walking along with Nomiki and listened to her talk excitedly about the island. Felt like she looked at Nomiki incredibly affectionate somehow. Nomiki was smiling right back at her. The man raised his camera and snapped another picture of the two of them. Oh damn, dude, it's time. Oh, this OSC give me chills. Let me get some water. When the sun set and the darkness engulfed the islanders gathered by the ocean, lanterns in hand. It was finally time to set them adrift. The islanders sullenly, and yet somehow also happily, floated their lanterns out into the waves. I could see Ao, Ryochi, and Tenzin among them. Shiroha was wearing a train maiden outfit and standing atop a boat, guiding the mirage lanterns and the memories of the symbolized out into the open sea. However, Nomiki alone stood apart from the crowd. She watched the ceremony with a slightly lonely look in her eyes. Ah, I see. It was a ceremony to send off the souls of one's ancestors. But Nomiki didn't have any ancestors to greet or send off in the first place. Or rather, she had them, but she had no idea who they were. She probably didn't have any sense of them being a part of life, her life, considering how young she was when she was abandoned. She knew nothing about her grandparents, not their faces nor their personalities or interests, nothing at all. I was holding a lantern from my dead grandmother. I walked over to Miki with it.
Takahara, どうした?
Hey, will you float this out into the sea with me?
一緒に? それは加藤家の灯籠だろ?
Yeah, but it's not like you and my grandmother were strangers to each other, right?
それはそうだが.
And honestly, I think you probably knew her better than I did. I barely knew anything about her at all, after all. So I'm sure she'd be happy if you helped see her off.
高原. ありがとう.
Yes, that was really sweet of him. I respect that. Good job, MC. Nomiki sounded like he was tearing up. Nomiki sounded like she was tearing up as she thanked me and walked over to my side. Okay, hold one side.
あ?
The two of us stood by the water edge and pushed the candlelit lantern out into the sea. I bet my grandmother's watching over us, huh? I clapped my hands together in prayer as I spoke and glanced over at Nomiki. Nomiki was watching the lantern drift farther and farther away, a pained expression on her face. I decided not to say anything else to her. I couldn't find the right words, nor did I feel it was necessary to. Just being there by her side carried meaning in and of itself. So the two of us stood there, for what felt like eternity, slightly watching the innumerable lanterns drift out to sea. And that's the end of it. Alright, that's cool. Damn, did we skip a couple days? 23rd. 2 days have passed since the flight of the summer bird. We met up at the secret base to discuss the article. The whole youth association was
も
there.
うすぐ夏休みも終わりだ。記事の締め切りも近い。
Speaking of, when's gonna end up in the paper again?
夏休みの最後、8月31日に掲載されるらしいわよ。
31st.
だから松鳥の儀も取材したし、
Ah, I get it.
すごい写真撮られた。
You know, in the Shiroha, it was randomly having a thunderstorm or whatever, typhoon. I'm shocked it didn't happen here.
まあまあ、似合ってたんだからいいじゃない。鳥城島の夏をテーマにした記事としてふさわしい日取りだと思わないか？何より夏休みの間に完成させねば意味がない。
Yeah, true. It's pretty much the perfect day for it to get published.
掲載日だけのことじゃないぞ。お前がいるうちに完成させたいんだ。
そうだぜ。夏休みが終わったらハイリーは帰っちまうからな。
Well, I guess, but you really don't have to worry about me or anything, you know?
今回の記事は少年団と絡めると言っただろう。
高原、今やお前も立派な卓球プレイヤーということだ。
いいこと言ってる最中だから黙って。
I always shut Tenzin outside my field of vision.
高原もこの夏は私たち少年団の仲間だった。だから一緒にいるうちにこの記事を完成させたいんだ。
Nomiki.
と良一が言っていたぞ。
言ってねえよ。いや、そうは思ってるけど言ってねえ。言ったのは飲み気だろ。
別に私は言ったかもしれないが、それはお前たちの心の声を代弁しただけだ。
So you don't agree with them then?
そんなわけないだろ。高原と一緒に完成させたいに決まっている。
Right, thanks.
ああ、どういたしまして。
Why is it so awkward?
なんかさ、この二人見てるとちょっとイラッとするんだけど。
ああ、わかるぜ。このドヘタレどもめ。
Damn.
そういえばまだ混合ダブルス結成していなかったのか。
私と高原が混合ダブルスだと？
Yeah, I like that.
高原？おお？
まさか
Oh.
タイミングで仕掛けるとは。
私はその。
いいだろう。なら俺も相手を見つけ、お前たちペアの対戦相手となる。
Damn, Tenzin.
あんた空気読みなさいよ。
退場だ退場。完全退場。
Red card.
と
Oh, spoil.
いいぞ白羽。言っていいんだ。
許す。全島民が許すわ。
Yeah, this was a complete and utter failure.
あ、島内放送？
Youth
放
Association.
送はこれでよかったんだったかな。
青年団の団
Or the
長だ
young
な。
adults.
飲み気以外の声を放送で聞くなんてなんだか懐かしいな。
ほとんどの島民はあれは飲み気の私物だと思ってるだろう。
私が島内放送を独占しているように言うな。ま、平和な島だからめったに島内放送は使わないしね。
So, what's he using it for anyway? We strained our ears and waited for him to continue.
野村美樹さん、野村美樹さん、至急役場まで来てください。
We all simultaneously looked over at Nomiki.
私か？
Is there another Nomura Miki on this island?
いや、いないが。
It seemed the sudden summons was making her a bit nervous.
至急って言ってたし、とりあえず役場に行ってみないと。ああ、そうだな。
I'll go too.
みんなで行こうぜ。
そうね。
I love this. Childhood friends, let's go. Roll out. When we arrived at the town hall, we found our reporters waiting there.
あ、記者さんたちでしたか。
はい、すみません。なんだか至急ってことになってしまったみたいで。
写真ができたので持ってきたんです。
Apparently, the immediately was the result of something getting lost in translation.
なんだ人騒がせな。
Damn, that freaked me out too.
団長の早とちりか。
でも、よかった。 まったくそうね。
Everyone was relieved. But the most relieved out of all of us was Nomiki herself. So we can see the pictures.
どうぞどうぞ。
We pulled out the bundle of photos. Some of them were the crowds that gathered for the flight of the summer birds. Others were the wondrous spectacle of the floating lanterns. And some were vibrant, youthful photo of us.
綺麗。さすがプロね。
俺たちもしっかり撮ってもらっていたんだな。
お、この俺めちゃくちゃイケメンじゃね？
Ikemen?
待て、いつの間に脱いでいた？
これが新聞に載ったら同志がたくさん押し寄せてくるかもな。
Comrades, as in nudist.
この写真はボツだな。
そんな1枚くらいいいだろう。
ダメだ。
While we were engrossed in the picture, the two reporters took a step closer.
あ
We were all excited, excitedly looking at the pictures, but the reporter suddenly looked really serious and turned to face Nomiki.
実は私たちミキさんにお話ししなければならないことがあります。
There was a certain tension in the expression I'd never seen before.
何でしょうか。
Nomiki was clearly picking up on the tension as well. He replied a bit meekly.
実はミキさんに隠していたことがあるんです。
隠し事ですか？
それは
Oh my god. Please don't be true on my prediction. The woman hesitated. Whatever she had to say, it must have been pretty hard to spit out. Should we give you guys some space?
いえ、むしろあなたたちにも聞いていただきたい。
We were all visibly bewildered. What on earth were they about to tell us? The reporter glanced at each other. They seemed to make up their minds and look back at Nomiki.
実はずっと黙っていたことがあるんです。その今さらとても言いづらいことなのですが。
What's happening? They're not about to say that the order got cancelled, are they? Nomiki might have been worried about the possibility as well. Her expression is stiff.
実は私たちはミキさんの親類のものなんです。
Oh shit.
え？
Nomiki stared blankly at them for a moment, unable to process what she just heard. Actually, I don't think any of us was really able to process it in the moment.
つまり記者さんたちは飲み木の親戚？
She didn't ask the question. That was all of our minds.
はい、その通りです。
親戚って私の？
Nomiki was still shaken. She couldn't make sense of the situation. In that case, why didn't you say something sooner?
それは本当に申し訳ありません。もちろんもっと早くに言い出すつもりでした。けれどミキさんがこの島であまりに幸せそうだったので、なかなか言い出せなかったんです。ミキさんはずっとこの島で暮らしていた方がいいんじゃないかと。
え、それはつまり
飲み木をこの島から連れて行くということか。
え？
Nomiki snapped out of her trance, her whole body trembling. She looked over at me, seeming almost afraid. I was a bit worried I was being rude, but I walked next to her anyway and turned to face the reporters. Please wait for us just a second. This is all too sudden. You're putting Nomiki on the spot.
高原。
そうね。ごめんなさい。急にこんなことを動揺させてしまうわよね。私たちもミキちゃんはこの島にこのままいるのが一番幸せなのかもと思っていたわ。このままそっとしておくべきなのかもって。でも先日の夏鳥の儀の日のミキちゃんの姿を見て、本当にそれでいいのかと考えてしまったの。
夏鳥の儀の日って何かあったの？
いや、
I guess nobody else had noticed, but I did. I seen how lonely Nomiki looked on that day. Those two must have noticed too.
やっぱり家族もなく一人きりでこの島で暮らすのは寂しいんじゃないかい？
いや、私は一人なんかじゃ。
ミキちゃんさえ良ければ私たちの子供として迎えたいと思ってるの。
It is really good. I do like it a lot. Out of all the newer visual novels I read, I like Summer Pocket's one of the best. What?
子供として
Oh, what?
もちろんミキさんが良ければなんだがね。
お金持ちってわけじゃないけど、共働きで生活に不自由はないし、ミキちゃんには苦労もさせないわ。
Isn't Miki like... No, Miki's like 16, right? So... I don't know how it works in Japan, but... That's like 2 years until she's a legal adult, at least go to college. Well, I guess she needs money to go to college. I don't know, Japan has this thing called community college. Alright, maybe. Alright, never mind then. Maybe she does need a guardian at least. Or something. For a couple more years.
だから
It's kind of late though. 20.
ダメかな。
They graduate when they're 18. I do know that for sure. Because that's their third year. And they usually go to college 18 or 19. Similar to America. And usually when people go to college... I mean, I guess it's different. Every family's different. But you do typically become independent when you go to college. Usually. So Nomiki go with them. That's like 2 years though, right? But it depends on the situation, obviously. I don't know how the whole college thing's gonna work out. If she's gonna be independent when she's 18, or she's gonna still live with them for a couple more years.
私はでも
I guess basically what I wanted to say is it's kind of too late to try to adopt Nomiki.
一人ぼっちなんかじゃ
Nomiki squeezed the hem of her shirt and barely managed to wring out a few words. The way she spoke made it sound like she was resisting something. But whatever it was backing her into a corner.
ミキちゃん、
The woman took a step forward, but Nomiki flinched away and hid behind me.
ミキちゃん。
違うんです。お二人のことが嫌とかそういうわけじゃなくて、ただ私にはちゃんと親がいるのに。
え、親が？
私の両親はこの島にはいないんだ。
Shit.
仕事で本土にいて、私だけがこの島にいる。だからお二人の申し出は受けられるはずがないんだ。両親はちゃんと
Nomiki, are you okay?
私の両親はいるはずなのに、おかしいな。一体何の仕事をして本土にいるんだ。どうして娘を一人だけにして仕事をしているんだろう。ああ、そうだ、私はこの島にいたいってわがままを言ったんだ。だからその気持ちを汲んでくれて、両親は私を一人にしてくれた。
I like this is the first fucking anime. This is the first anime that questioned who will leave their own child on their own for a job. Meanwhile, there's like hundreds of anime cliche where the parents work overseas and the child not magically, for some reason living by himself in an apartment. I'm like, okay. Thank you, Nomiki, for pointing that out. Who will leave their daughter on their own? Yeah, I agree with that. Who will do that?
理解ある優しい両親だ。そのはずなんだ。
She had my shirt on a death grip, grasping it so hard her hand was turning white. Her eyes were unfocused, staring out into space, and she was shivering like it was freezing cold out in the spite of the summer heat. We need a reflection blue anime, like Little Busters, like a OVA. I talked about that before, and yeah, I agree. I would like an OVA of reflection blue because I like the reflection blue routes a lot better than the OG routes, to be honest. I like Shizuku route a lot. Umi route was okay, but I'm liking Nomiki route a lot too so far. I haven't done Shiki, but she's next after Nomiki. Nomiki, calm down. Deep breaths.
いや大丈夫。違うんだ。これはただなあ高原、私の両親は本土にいるんだ。
She explained that to me before. But soon after, Ryoshi and the others told me the truth. Nomiki was abandoned. And so, yeah, that's right. And knowing that truth, I found myself hard-pressed to answer a question. Picking up my hesitation, Nomiki released my shirt.
青
Oh shit.
白羽良一天然。
そりゃ
Even Ryoshi, the ever flippant, was at a loss for words.
そんなみんなどうして私を見ないんだ。
ミキさん、あなたを困らせる気はないんだ。ただ私たちは君の力になりたくて。
私は私の家族は、はあ、そうだ、どうして忘れていたんだ。私は
Nomiki spun around and fled. Nomiki!
ミキちゃん、
ハイリ
Right! I immediately picked up on Ryoshi and chased after her.
飲み気をお願い。
Yeah, I got it. Nomiki! I sprinted after her at full speed. But I turned at a corner and lost sight of her almost immediately. I didn't stop though, I just kept running. Where would Nomiki probably go? I searched through all the places she taught me about, but she was nowhere to be found. As time flowed on by, my panic grew stronger. Where would she be? Suddenly, a place it felt like she relied on sprang to mind. A place where her siblings gathered. The shed? The hideout, yeah. Nomiki? So here's where you've been. I was relieved. I finally found her in the secret base. She was sitting in a corner and trembling, her arms cradling her knees. Nomiki, are you okay? I knelt down and spoke to her. She didn't even look at me. Nomiki? I gently touched her on the shoulder and she shuddered violently. She finally looked up.
高原。
You okay? I asked again. She didn't reply though.
どうして私は忘れていたんだ。
She mumbled, seeming to herself. Her voice was still shaking.
私は親に捨てられた子だったのに。
Nomiki,
私は親に捨てられた。そんな大事なことをどうして今まで忘れていたんだ。
Nomiki.
いや、違う。私は忘れていたんじゃない。都合よく記憶を塗り替えていたんだ。自分に空想癖があるのは分かっていたつもりだった。ありもしない、起こりもしないことをよく無双していた。正しく生きなければいけないと。そう思えば思うほど、そうじゃない自分を自分の中に押し込めなければいけなかった。だからせめて空想くらいは好き勝手に馳せていた。自分ではそうやってバランスをとっていたと。
My bad.
ここまでひどかったとはな。自分自身さえ騙してしまっていたなんて。しかもそれに気づいていなかったなんて。なあ高原、私はおかしいのか。
No, you're not crazy at all. Everyone has something like that. You don't want to admit the truth and end up lying to yourself. Everyone does that.
だからってそれに自分で気づかないなんてことはないだろう。
It's not your fault. It just shows how much you don't want to believe it, deep down. I heard that you got sick, so sick that you collapsed once. And I heard how you ended up sleep talking during your nightmares. When things were really bad, you saw your mom and dad in your dreams, right? With how much you were suffering, wasn't that a relief for you?
そうだ。あの時からずっと私は父と母を、両親を、家族を求めていたんだ。自分にとって都合のいい逃げ場を自分の中に作ったんだ。
It's not an escape. You just noticed what you always really wanted. It's not your fault.
だからって今までずっと気づかないでいたなんて、やっぱり私はおかしい。こんな私じゃ捨てられても仕方がないな。
Damn. Nomiki, no. Nomiki suddenly smiled. It was an incredibly tragic smile. It was so sad I could barely to watch. Don't say that.
高原
Don't say that, please. I had no idea why your parents abandoned you, but nobody would ever abandon you knowing the person you are now. You're not alone. You have everyone on the island with you. Every last one of them's your ally. And you have me, too. I never, ever abandon you. I want to be with you forever. I even become your family.
高原
Oh!
お前今とんでもないこと言ったぞ。
Yeah, it's a confession. I know. And I said it anyway. And I'm serious.
もしかして告白なのか？
This really isn't how I wanted to say it. I wanted to look all cool and set a good atmosphere and stuff. But I felt like I had to say it here. I wanted you to know that you're not alone.
高原ありがとう。
It was like a dam burst within her. Nomiki broke down in tears. She clung to me desperately, sobbing and wailing at the top of her lungs. Nomiki seemed to have calmed down a bit after crying her heart out. I was worried about leaving her on her own, but she said she wanted to go to bed early and went home. It was an unimaginably awkward confession of love, but at the very least it seemed to have reassured her. It was more than enough to satisfy me. Actually, now that I think about it, I didn't end up getting an answer from her. I told her how I felt, and that was the end of it. I technically never even said I love you. Does that even count as a confession? As I was mulling the matter over, a couple of silhouettes appeared in front of me. It was the reporters.
ミキさんは
Apparently, the two of them have been worried and searched for her as well. I walked her home, and she said she was going to bed for now.
そうですか。
Damn.
まさかあんなことになるなんて。
All they wanted to do was just a good deed, and they feel like the bad guy, right? That's fucked up.
私たちはミキちゃんを追い詰めるつもりはなかったんですが。
それだけあの子が抱えていた悲しみが大きかったということなんでしょうね。
It seemed the two of them were pretty shocked. Nobody was in the wrong. Or if I had to pick someone, it would be the parents who abandoned her, I guess. Do you know Nomiki's parents? And do you know why they abandoned her? They were her relatives, after all. If they knew, I was hoping they'd explain it to me. Just why did her parents have to give her up?
そうですね。ミキさんといつも一緒にいるあなたになら話してもいいかもしれません。
私たちも聞いてもらいたいです。
結果だけを見ればミキさんの両親は彼女を捨てました。しかし決してあの子を捨てたくて捨てたわけではありません。ミキさんのことを思ってこその決断でした。
How's that? I hadn't even heard the actual reason yet, but what they told me so far was already a relief.
あの子の両親は共に先祖代々この島の住民でした。この島で生まれ、裕福ではないながらも何不自由なくこの豊かな島で育ち、 そしていつしか恋に落ち結婚しました。そしてあの子が生まれたんです。しかしちょうどその頃、島全体を揺るがす問題が起こりました。島の利権をめぐるものです。こんな何もない島ですが、何もないということを逆手にとって、それを利用しようと目をつけた連中がいたんです。相手はかなりたちの悪い連中で、違法な手段で島民を追い出そうとしていました。
Wait, like off the island?
ミキちゃんの両親はいち早くそれに気づき、そして何とか阻止しようとしました。しかし相手は悪事に関しては1枚も2枚も上手でした。正しさだけでは解決できないことがあることも知りました。
それで仕方なくミキさんの両親も違法な手段を使いました。
Oh, they're in prison.
もちろん法に触れるようなことをいくつも重ねました。そうやってなんとかその企みを暴き、利権問題を食い止めることができたのです。
ただ当然違法な手段でしたから、2人も罪を背負うことになりました。ミキちゃんの両親は刑務所へ入ることになります。
See, I never know how this works. Not even in America, right? If both parents is in prison, what happened to the kid? I'm assuming in America, what's it called? Service comes in and take the child away and put them in a foster home. Is what I would think. Don't Japan have something like that?
2人はミキちゃんを犯罪者の娘にしてしまうことは避けたかった。
The Brennan's daughter.
だからミキさんを捨てるという決断に至ったんです。
Wait a second. Does that mean the fact that the island's at peace now is all thanks to Nomiki parents? Isn't that something to be proud of?
それは綺麗事です。世間はこの島の人たちのように優しい人ばかりではありません。犯罪者の子供というだけで見る目を変える人はたくさんいます。
I never be bothered by something like that. Nomiki's Nomiki. And besides, crime or not, is all to protect his island, wasn't it?
高原さんは本当に優しい人ですね。ミキちゃんの近くにいてあげてください。
Dude, you got a blessing. I mean, yeah, of course I will, but I could say that all I wanted, but summer vacation would be over in a flash. The fact was making me anxious. Have you two of you met Nomiki parents?
はい、もう出所していますから。
But then, couldn't they come see her?
それは難しいかと。
Why?
理由はどうあれ、自分たちがあの子を捨てたということには変わりありません。
Yeah, they kind of abandoned her for like 10 years, man.
あれから今までその長い時間、あの子に寂しく辛い思いをさせたことは事実で、それは消せません。そのことを今もとても悔いています。あの子には合わせる顔がないと。
But still, if they really care for her then. The man slowly shook his head.
高原さん、察してあげてください。
He looked troubled, yet also calm and gentle. I couldn't bring myself to say anything further. The woman, however, looked deeply distraught. Suddenly, a possibility popped up into my head. Don't tell me you two are actually... The man shook his head again. Then he gently wrapped an arm around the woman's shoulders. I bit my lip in frustration. Wait a minute! Oh, wait a minute. Are they really her parents? Let's see. He shook his head. He said, no, I'm not her parents. So they are just relatives. Alright. I could tell that now wasn't the time to guess about the possibility. Wait, damn, we don't know. The reporters went on their way, and I was left on my own once more. Both sides wanted each other in their lives, but at this rate, they end up missing each other entirely. They couldn't possibly be okay. Isn't that what most people would think about this situation? Is this really that complicated? Does the fact that I think is perfectly simple. I'm still a kid. I just don't get it. Does being an adult mean you can't let your emotion alone guide you your way? There are only 1 week of summer vacation left. What could I possibly do about this before it's all over? What can he do? What is Heidi gonna do? Damn, the dream world. What is she gonna dream about now? Her parents? A nightmare? It has to be a nightmare. She's stressed out her mind. I woke up to find myself feeling somewhat stifled. I could tell that this wasn't an ordinary dream in an instant. It was one of those dreams. Feels like it's been a while since the last one. I hadn't had any at all recently. What sort of dream is going to be this time? Or rather, what sort of Nomiki? Whoa, there she is already. Nomiki was right next to me, spacing out idly. What's up, Nomiki? Would it be the romance for Brains Nomiki this time? Or newlywed sort of Nomiki?
Takahara か。あれ？ここは高原の部屋か？どうして私は高原の部屋に？
You don't even know why you're here yourself?
わからない。高原に送ってもらって布団に入ったはいいが、なかなか寝つけず、ずっとぐるぐると考え事をしていて、どうしてもお前に会いたくなって。
Huh, wait, is this not a dream after all? Did Nomiki actually sneak into my room at night for real? I took a look at the clock, and the hour hand was pointing at 12. I was pretty sure I went to bed at 11, so I guess I was only asleep for about an hour? Man, I'm a bit surprised, honestly. This is pretty bold of you.
迷惑だとは思ったんだが、すまない。
She hung her head and spoke softly, enough I could barely hear her. Nah, you're not opposing at all. I'm actually happy you came for me for help.
ありがとう、高原。
As she smiled faintly, I wanted to reach out and hugged her instinctively. I held back the urge, even as I thought about something else. About what the reporters told me about Nomiki's parents. Hey, Nomiki?
Huh?
About those reporters.
ああ、私の親類と言っていたな。私の両親だった人たちの兄弟なのかいとこなのか、どちらにせよ突然のことで私も逃げ出してしまった。あの二人には悪いことをしてしまったと思っている。
I mean, of course it turned out like that. But, see, I asked him something afterward.
聞いた？
Yeah, about your... I was about to say about your parents. The door to my room slid open. Kyoko-san! Ah, hell. The fact that I had a girl in a room at this time of night was officially public knowledge. I mean, we were chatting up in the middle of the night, so of course we got caught, really. This is... Nomiki was panicking too.
おはよう、ハイリ君。今日は随分とお寝坊さんね。
What? Kyoko-san smiled brightly at me. It was almost like she hadn't even noticed that Nomiki was right next to me. No, that's not the important part. Something about what Kyoko-san said was even more terrifying than that. I slept in. What time is it? I asked as I double-checked the clock, which claimed it was a bit past 12. Kyoko-san followed my gaze around the clock too.
時計の通り、もうお昼の12時を回っているわよ。
I glanced outside. It was dark, nighttime, no doubt about it. Nomiki looked as surprised as I was and glanced outside too.
この島に来た時はきちんと朝は起きれていたのにね。
Sorry.
ハイリ君のせいじゃないのは分かっているわ。あの子にも困ったものね。
Oh, that girl? Wait, who?
この夏休みの間、ずっとミキちゃんに付きまとわれていたでしょ。
Stalking me? Whoa, Kyoko-san. She's standing right next to me, phrasing, holy crap.
どうしてあんな子に育っちゃったのかしらね。
Kyoko-san.
どうしたの？
That's my line. Why would you say something like that in front of Nomiki? Not that I'll be okay with her saying it behind her back either, but still.
ミキちゃんの前
But Kyoko-san returned my question with a puzzled look.
どこにミキちゃんがいるの
What? No, wait, I mean, she's right next to me. Can Kyoko-san not see her?
高原
Nomiki looked at me, clearly on the verge of tears. Ah, damn it. It was definitely a dream. One of those dreams, the one I've been having over and over. But it was most definitely not the happy, convenient dream world I've been in before, for me or for Nomiki. And the Nomiki standing next to me was the Nomiki I knew from the real world. I forcibly cut off my conversation with Kyoko-san, threw on my clothes and went outside. Nomiki came along with me.
暗い夜ではないのか
This is what noons looks like here. As if to drive the fact home, the islanders were all going about their usual daily business. The old lady was chatting in front of their houses, and the fishermen were returning home from their morning catches. A cluster of happy kids ran past
一
us.
体どうなっているんだ私がおかしいのかそれともこの島に何か起こってしまったのか
Hey, what would you think if I told you this is all a dream?
これが夢今私たちは夢を見ているというのか待てだとしたらお前は私の夢の中で作られた都合のいい高原なのか
No, I'm not. I'm the real Takahara Hairi.
私だって野村美希だ
Yeah, I think that's true too. So, saying this out loud might make you think I'm totally nuts, but we must be having the same dream, right?
同じ夢
That or one of us ended up getting mixed up into the other dream, or something like that. I thought it sounded completely insane, even as I said it, but it would certainly explain a lot of stuff in retrospect. Like the incident in front of the town hall a week ago. Nomiki and I kissed in a dream back then. For some reason, Nomiki seemed really preoccupied with the idea of kissing me when we were here.
そんなことがあるんだろうか
No clue, but I'm just saying it might be.
そうかなるほど
You believe me?
高原がそういうのなら信じる以外ないな
I see. Thanks. She believed it because it was coming from me. It was honestly really happy about that. But that happiness didn't last long at all. Nomiki and I spent some time walking around the island together. At first, Nomiki seemed really confused about how the islanders were acting like it was the middle of the day in spite of the pitch black darkness. Just like in real life, the islanders candidly greeted me as we passed them by. Just me. It was just like with Kyoko-san. It seemed like I was the only one who was aware of Nomiki's presence at all. And that wasn't all. They also didn't react when I talked to her. If they couldn't see her, then wouldn't I look some sort of crazy person who was talking to myself? You'd think it looked incredibly unnatural, but they didn't touch on it at all. The bizarre situation was wearing on Nomiki. Her pace slowed, her shoulders slumped, and she looked almost tragically small. I'm gonna go check out the candy store.
ああ
Her voice was weak, but she still agreed in the end. When we arrived at the candy store, a whole lineup of friendly faces was waiting for us. Yoshi was the first to notice and wave at us.
よーハイリー今日も見回り精が出るな
Yeah. I couldn't help but smile when you mentioned the patrol. Talking about the patrol naturally means Nomiki and I would come up as a set after all. Even in a dream like this, the youth associate bond was as strong as ever.
立派だよね立派で精が出るって見回りしながら何をしてるのよ
What? Oh, come on. That's such a stretch. I'm positive you did it on purpose.
執行部として島の風景を乱すようなこと断じてありえない
Right, sure would it. I wonder if kissing count as something to public morals. I mean, it would, right?
しかし高原には本当に脱ワカメする
Wait, what? Never heard that one before.
冷静になりたい時に頭にワカメをかぶるんだがそれを途中で脱いでしまうという意味だが
Yeah, no, that's definitely a new one for me. I showed the other three that I is this weird island custom sort of look. They shook their heads. Apparently it's a weird Tenzin custom thing. So, what am I shedding my seaweed about?
臨時の少年団なのに一人で毎日見回りをしていることだ。
Huh? Alone? I looked over at Nomiki. Her eyes were as white as mine. Dude, what the fuck? What did you expect? If the entire island could not see Nomiki, why would you suggest going to the candy store where Nomiki closest friends that she see as siblings? Gonna straight up tell her that she doesn't exist. Why do you think that's a good idea, Heidi? What the fuck?
まったくね。
Oh my god.
別に本当は見回りとかやらなくてもいいんだけどね。
そんなことをする必要がない平和な島だからな。
だけど進んで治安維持をするのは悪いことじゃないよ。
もしや見回りというのは建前で特訓をしているのか。
Well, hold on a second. What do you mean I've been patrolling alone?
え？
今さら何言ってんだ？
いつも一人さ。
For some reason, Tenzin was giving an oddly sympathetic, affectionate look. But I didn't have the presence of mind to question it. Nomiki was completely dumbfounded. I wasn't sure if I should say something or not. But if I did question it, we'd never figure anything out. Hey, so, what about Nomiki? Nomiki gave a start and shivered. At the same time, our friend's expression changed dramatically.
ああ。飲みき？
ハイリが島の外から来たからってしばらくあんたの周りうろうろしてたわよね。迷惑だったよね。
Oh my god!
そういえば最近はまた見なくなったな。
What? You haven't seen her? She's standing right next to me, you know? What are you talking about? Not you too. We're talking about Nomiki, right? You know, Nomura
知
Miki.
ってるわよ。
捨て子のミキ。この島で知らない奴はいねえんだから。
Damn. Hey, why the hell would you say it like that? She's your friend, isn't she? You're in a youth association together, damn it.
何を言ってるの？
高原、大丈夫か？
What am I? That's my line. What are you people talking about?
ああ。さ、ハイリは加藤のばあさんの孫だろ？それって、つまりは島の血縁なわけだ。だから少年団にも入れる。つっても夏休みが終わったら帰っちまうから臨時って形になっちまったけどな。
Oh, just Nomiki nightmare. She doesn't know that her parents are from the island.
だが、飲み気は別だ。親が分からず、この島の関係者なのかさえ定かではない。ともなれば、少年団に入れるはずもない。
昔はなんか仲間に入りたそうにひっついてきてたけどね。何か勘違いしていたみたい。
Oh. Damn. Who the hell are these people? They're not the Ryochi and Tenzin I know, that's for damn sure. It's beyond weird. They're the sort of incredibly nice people who welcome you with a smile whether you or not you have any connection to the island. Even if my grandmother wasn't Kato, even if I weren't her grandson, that wouldn't change. I'm positive it wouldn't. But then, who are these people in front of me now? I was more sad than angry. I never doubted their friendship for a second. So hearing these people say awful things with my friends' faces and their voices was incredibly painful. And Nomiki must have been even worse off than I was, since she was the one they were saying all those horrible things about. Nomiki gritted her teeth and ran. Nomiki! I chased after her. As I ran, I looked over my shoulder for just a moment.
見回り再開か。
頑張ってね。立派だね。
ああ、それでこそ高原だ。
They saw me off, making their known faces and smiling their normal smiles. Everything about them was excessively natural. It scared me. I chased after Nomiki, desperate to escape from their gaze. I caught up to Nomiki soon enough, but no matter what I said to her, she didn't respond. I figured that at the very least I shouldn't leave her alone, so I walked along and watched over her. Before long, we arrived at the beach. The sound of ocean waves breaking over the shore felt louder at night than during the daytime. And yet, somehow, it also felt deathly quiet. I wonder why.
分かっていたんだ。親に捨てられるような私がみんなに好かれるはずがない。そんなこと
分かっていたんだ。
You're wrong. I'm telling you, this is all just a dream.
そうだな。だとしたら一体誰がこんな夢を見るというんだ。分かっている。ああ、私だ。
Nomiki?
私はずっとこの島の人たちに育てられてきた。ちょうど同世代の子供がいたから、その親たちが私を見てくれた。
I heard about that already from Mao. Yoichi said that's why everyone thought of her as their sister. Tizen said that the other adults all thought of her as their child too.
面倒をずっとかけ続けていたんだ。
No, that can't be right.
考えてもみてくれ。本来なら自分の子供に全て捧げる愛情を私が奪っていたのだ。一緒にいる時間を、優しくする時間を、甘やかす時間を私が奪っていたのだ。私がいなければもっと家族で過ごす時間が増えていたはずなんだ。
Nomiki, you're wrong. Nobody on this island thinks that.
そうかもしれない。でもそうじゃないかもしれない。私という存在はずっとこの島のお荷物で、厄介者で、捨てられた子で。
Nomiki! Stop, please. Not you too. I couldn't take it if you, of all people, start bad-mouthing the girl I love.
高原だけは私の味方でいてくれる。それは私がそう望んでいるからなんだろうか。
Damn, dude! She can't tell because it's a dream.
私は怖いんだ。島のみんながそんな人間じゃないことは分かっているけど、こんなことを考えてしまうこと自体が島のみんなへの裏切りになると分かっているけど、それでも捨てられた私にとって自分という存在に自信が持てないんだ。
Her weak smile gave an impression like that of a crying child. Nomiki. Ah, I get it. This really must be Nomiki's dream. A world made up of Nomiki fears. A world she never wanted. A world born from the unbearable feeling she experienced when she remembered she's been abandoned. A literal nightmare. A tragic, painful world that was beyond saving. Nomiki had been hanging her head, but suddenly she looked up at the sky.
帰る。
Huh?
そうだ。家に帰ればいいんだ。家に帰れば待っている。
Wait, in the usual dream, there's a sign that I'm about to wake up. Though I never got to hear the most important part.
家に帰ればお父さんもお母さんもいる。
That time, I heard it clearly, but I had a feeling it was something I absolutely wasn't supposed to hear. Nomiki continued, her gaze somewhat vacant.
家ではお父さんとお母さんが待っている。
Nomiki? She slowly walked away, the same listless expression still on her face, like she was possessed by something. Normally, this is where I get caught up in intense blinding light, but nothing of the sort happened. I didn't wake up. Hey, Nomiki!
まだ何かあるのか？
No, I mean, should I walk you home?
いいのか？
Nah. I had a feeling there was some significance to the fact that I hadn't woken up yet. Maybe there was something that Nomiki actually wanted me to know. That's the feeling I got anyway.
送ってくれるというのなら遠慮なく甘えさせてもらおう。
Nomiki smiled, but it was a hollow, a smile as ever. I was pretty sure she'd been caught up in a dream. Get to see Nomiki parents for the first time. Alright. I walked along Nomiki, and eventually arrived at a small, compact apartment unit. Sorry about that. It's midnight. I'm really tired right now.
ここだ。
She told me before that it was originally used as the dormitory for the town hall, and that right now she was the only one living in it. None of the other rooms had their lights on for sure. It felt not so much lonely as creepy, really. had no idea it was even here. First time I've been down this way.
そうだったか。では少し上がっていくか。
You don't mind?
ここまで送ってもらったんだ。お茶ぐらいは出そう。
Yeah, but being with a girl in an apartment she lives alone in, I don't know.
何を言っている。両親がいるから心配するな。
Ah, right, you said that, huh? I've followed Nomiki into her house. All sorts of things will become clear one way or another. I'll come in for a visit then. She opened the door right up without unlocking anything. You don't keep the door locked?
この島で鍵をかけている家なんてないぞ。
Yeah, actually, yeah, the Kato family house door was never locked either. That'd be unthinkable in a big city. That's another of this island charms, I guess.
ただいま。
Oh, fuck, I'm scared. Why is it dark? Sorry to impose. She said her parents were home, but in spite of that, lights were off. And everyone was almost completely dark. It was actually brighter outside. The air in her room was stagnant too. There wasn't the slightest sign of anyone was around. My eyes weren't adjusted to the darkness yet, but I tried to look around the room. It didn't feel lived in, like, at all. I couldn't make out any decent furniture among the silhouettes either. The room felt vacant, hollow. But as my eyes gradually adjusted, I flinched back reflexively. There were two humanoid shapes in the room, but I could tell in an instant that something was wrong. They were sitting together, leaning against the wall. The dolls? Two silent, motionless dolls, hollow and vacant decorations. Their faces were smooth, featureless, like mannequins.
お父さん、お母さん、
Oh,
友
fuck.
達を連れてきた。
Oh, God! Oh, God!
夏休みの間、島に遊びに来ている高原ハイ。いつも話している私の少年団の仕事を手伝ってくれている人なんだ。加藤さんのおばあさんのお孫さんでもある。
Nomiki talked to the dolls in a close, friendly tone. It was just like how I imagined she talked to her real parents, which only made the whole thing even more surreal.
そうだ、お父さん、夏休みが終わって学校が始まったら三者面談があるんだ。進級するにあたって進路別に3年のコースを決めなければいけない。私は進学を考えていないんだが、どうだろう。この島の観光に役立つ何かをしたいと思っているんだ。お母さんはどう思う？
Apparently, Nomiki saw those things as her real parents, but of course they didn't reply to her at all. Hey, Nomiki.
おお、そうか。すまない。彼は私の恋人のようなものだ。
She reported to her parents totally naturally, without a hint of embarrassment. Normally, I'd be ecstatic about her calling me her boyfriend, but any joy I might have felt was kept at bay at an icy grip the whole strange scene had on my heart.
どうした？高原、親に紹介されるのは請求だったか？
Are you being serious right now? I felt like I was speaking up, helped shake me off whatever it was that was freezing me in place. I was growing more and more afraid. Now the room itself. I mean, don't get me wrong, the room was terrifying too. But even scarier was the thought that Nomiki might end up breaking entirely if things keep going in this direction. We can't stay here. Nomiki! I grabbed her hand.
高原、親の前だぞ。
Come here. Come on, we're getting out of here now. I put her hand, but Nomiki ducked her heel in and didn't budge.
嫌だ、私はここにいる。
You can't! I pulled harder. I ran through the dark streets, still pulling Nomiki along by the hand. I had to get her far away from that house as possible.
高原、嫌だ。外は嫌だ。
But Nomiki was putting up quite the fight. The difference between our builds meant that I could drag her along by force, but if I let my guard down, she'd shake me off in an instant.
家に帰らせてくれ。お願いだ、高原。
No, you can't stay here.
でも、外は怖いんだ。私は。
Nomiki sounded like she was on the verge of tears, and two figures appeared from the darkness, almost like they were summoned by anxiety.
ハイリと捨て子の子じゃねえか。
Damn, dude.
卓球に誘いたくない唯一の捨て子だな。
Oh, you know, it doesn't want to say that. Don't think about it. This isn't the real
で
world.
も
Don't listen to them, Nomiki. The thoughtless words were poured onto her with a product of Nomiki's own anxiety.
高原、私は
Damn.
いらない子なんだ。必要とされないんだ。
Nomiki sobbed as she ran away from the malice that she herself gave birth to. As she ran, each and every person she passed showered her with verbal abuse. The elders, the kids, everyone. Close your eyes, plug your ears, don't think about it. Nomiki was sure to break for her the rate things were going, had to find some ways to free her from her own nightmare. But still, as if to attack her while she was already fleeing, malicious shadow in shape of our friends appeared once
あ
more.
れ、なんで捨て子が道を歩いてんの？捨て子、まだ島にいたんだ。
Damn.
私は
Ao and Shiroha laid onto her too, spouting filth I never wanted to hear come from their mouths. All we could do was keep running away, searching for a place where nobody else was around. How are we supposed to wake up from a nightmare like this? Yoshi and Tenzin, and Ao and Shiroha. Sorry about that. Oh, excuse me. They're not like that. They're absolutely nothing like that. Suddenly I remember our words.
そういう時は手のひらを見なさい。
The palm of my hand?
自分のね、手のひらをじっと観察するの。
That's right. I'm supposed to look at my hand. Nomiki was deep within the clutches of the nightmare, and bringing her back to her senses would have to come first. I came to a stop and let go of her hand. Nomiki looked at me, still almost in tears. Nomiki, look at your hand!
手？
Your palm! Like this, look! I stared at my own palm, urging Nomiki to do the same.
うむ。
She seemed bewildered, but she looked at her hand. Her eyes
な
narrowed.
んだ。うまく見えない。
It's okay, look closer.
うん。
Nomiki focused even harder at her palm.
私の手だな。
Okay, now take a closer look at your surroundings.
風景？
She looked up from her palm and scanned the surrounding area. It seemed like her dull, hollow eyes gradually regained their light.
どうして夜に私はこんな場所にいるんだ？いや、違う。思い出した。ここは夢の中だ。高原と一緒にいる夢だ。
Thank goodness, you're back to normal.
高原、私は何と言えばいいか、みっともないところを見せてしまった。
It's fine, don't worry about it. Next, you were supposed to find commonalities between the dream and reality, but I always said that the place thing would work. Ah! My eyes suddenly landed on a certain place. The broadcast tower. It was probably the most familiar place on the whole island to Nomiki. Alright, let's head up there.
あそこって放送塔か？
Yeah. It was my second time at the top of the tower. Nomiki was always standing up here alone, watching over the island. She gazed out across the dark ocean. You okay, Nomiki?
私はずっとここで待っていたんだ。
Damn.
両親が帰ってくるのを、ここにいればいち早くそれを見つけることができると思っていた。
Yeah, you told me before.
だが本当は私には両親を見つけることなどできない。何しろ顔も声もわからないのだからな。
Nomiki smiled sadly as she gazed out at the horizon. I hadn't thought about it the way before, but she was right. When Nomiki's parents left her, she's been young enough. There was no way she remembered them. Even if she met them, she probably wouldn't realize it.
だけど両親は私がこの島にいることは知っている。だからもし両親が帰ってきたなら、この島で一番目立つこの場所に立っている私のことを、私は分からなくとも両親は成長した私にきっと気づいてくれる。私はそう願っていた。 気づいて見つけてもらいたかったんだ。だからずっとここにいたんだ。その時の私は久しぶりに会った両親にがっかりされないような清く正しい私でいなければならなかった。誰の前に出しても恥ずかしくない、誰にでも紹介したくなる自慢の娘でいられるように。
So, that's how you felt. But no need to worry. You make any parent proud.
どうだろうな。ならどうして迎えに来てくれないのだろう。
Because I already knew the reason. I knew why her parents decided to leave her on her own. But whatever the reason, it all boiled down to their own personal circumstances. A parent thinking about their child's best interests, and a child desires to be with their parents don't always align. No matter how tough she tried to act about it, Nomiki wanted to be with her parents. She still did to this day.
見つけてもらいたいとここに立ちながら、私はずっと怖かったんだ。自分がどうして捨てられたのか、自分はいらない子だったんじゃないか、親にとって邪魔だったんじゃないか。でもそんなことを考えてしまう自分が何より嫌だった。なんて醜い考えをしているんだろうと。迎えに来てくれなくて当然だ。きっとこの放送塔に登って海を船を見続けていたのも自分への言い訳だ。自分の醜さを隠すための言い訳なんだ。結局私は逃げていただけなんだ。現実から目を背けてこんな夢の世界にまで。
You weren't running, Nomiki. You were holding on. You were facing your fears head on. If you weren't, you wouldn't be standing up here.
そんなことはない。
I ran away. I didn't resist. I didn't face my problems. I just ran. I ran all the way to this island.
逃げて高原がか？
I screwed up a bit in my school club. My relationship with my clubmates turned sour, and things got awkward with my parents too. It's stupidly petty compared to what you went through, and yet, that stupid petty problem made me run away. So, I think you're incredible, Nomiki. I admire you. And everyone else on the island does too.
そんなみんなを私は裏切っていたんだな。
Betraying them?
みんな口にはしないけれど、私に優しくしてくれるけれど、本心では疎まれているのではないか。親に捨てられるような子供だ。みんなの優しさは哀れみから来るもので、本当は迷惑に思っているんじゃないか。あれはやはり私の中の一面でもあるんだ。違うと分かっていてもそう考えてしまうことがあるんだ。
Nomiki looked incredibly pained as she explained herself. But I couldn't help but think there was something else. Something eating at her. Even more than the possibility that the islanders who had been so kind secretly despise her. I had a feeling that more than anyone else, she couldn't forgive herself for thinking all those things in the first place.
だからこの世界はずっと私が目を背けていた世界でもあるんだ。きっと優しいみんなをそんな風に悪く思わずにいられなかった私に罰が当たったんだ。
Nomiki was starting to tear up. Her tears built up in a flash and began to overflow. Nomiki, this is a dream. Just an awful dream. You don't seriously think your friends will ever say any of that stuff to you.
分かっている。だが覚めなければ夢も現実なのではないか。夜はいつまでも明ける気配がない。星の位置もずっと変わっていない。
Ear felt a little bit irritation for some reason.
私たちは覚めない夢の中に迷い込んでしまったんじゃないか。もしそうなら
This world might become reality, as far as Nomiki is concerned. It's okay. We'll wake up, for sure. I'll make us wake up.
覚めさせるってどうするんだ？
Oh, they're gonna jump? They're gonna jump? I always said they gotta jump from really high heights. I'll wake up first. They go wake you up in the real world.
どうやって高原が目を覚ますんだ？
I'll jump off this platform. That was the advice Io gave me. You can wake up by falling from a high place, probably.
何をバカなこと！
You usually wake up when you fall off something tall in a dream, right?
ああ、それはわかるが。
Nomiki glanced down at the ground. We were pretty high up. High enough that if I fell that distance in reality, I'd be lucky to only end up injured.
本当にここから飛ぶのか？
Yeah, I will. This is a dream. It's totally fine.
しかし、もしだぞ。これが夢じゃなかったら。
No, it's a dream. I said it is with a really firm tone, like I was trying to convince myself.
夢と現実はどうやって見分けるんだ？
I think we already figured that out, didn't we? There's no way this world could be a reality. Yoshi and Tenzin and everyone else, they never say those horrible things to you. It's completely impossible. This is a dream, for sure. I hardened my resolve and stepped into the railing.
高原！
Just wait for me. I'll find you and wake you up for sure. I jump off the railing, trying as hard as I could not to look down. Ah! I wish you did.
ダメだ！
But the instant I jumped, Nomiki reached out and grabbed my hand. Ah! She pulled me by the arm, yanking me backwards. I found myself hanging in midair from the broadcast tower. Nomiki was leaning out over the railing, holding firmly onto my arm with both hands. I was dangling from her hands. Let me go, Miki! You're gonna fall too!
ダメだ。これがもし夢じゃなかったら。
It's a dream!
嫌だ！
No, Miki!
嫌なんだ。高原が少しでも傷つく可能性があるようなこと、嫌なんだ。させたくない。
Nomiki's face was wrecked with pain. She was supporting all of my weight, considering how small frame she wouldn't last long. It's okay, just let go.
ダメだ。もし高原に何かあれば、絶対に後悔する。
But at this rate, you're gonna...
大丈夫だ。今、引き上げてやる。
Nomiki strained her entire body to pull me back onto the platform. If I try to stop her, I'll just end up hurting her even more. I reach out for the railing, trying to take my weight off her at least a little bit. Nomiki pulled with all her might. I finally reached the railing. I grabbed onto it and hauled myself up and over. Sorry. I wasn't thinking about your feelings at all. And when I did think about it, about how I feel if our position reversed, I had stopped just like she stopped me. I limited my own short-sightedness. But I don't know any other way to get us out of this dream.
大丈夫だ。それはもう私が思いついた。
Huh? I was about to ask what her plan was, but before I could speak, my lips were sealed off. Nomiki's face was right in front of me. She kissed me. She closed her eyes as she pressed my lips against mine. It felt like time had stopped. My train of thought came to a standstill right along with it. What? Nomiki lips suddenly parted from mine. Time flowed once more. What's that? A wake-up kiss? Nomiki smiled. Yeah, I guess that might have been a pretty silly
残
question.
念だが、夢からは覚めないようだな。
Yeah, looks like. Talk about a bold
勇
method.
気をもらった。
Huh?
これは私の夢なんだろ？
Nomiki smiled brightly.
なら、目覚めなければならないのは私だ。
In an instant, Nomiki had leaped over the railing. Nomiki! Still both befuddled by the kiss, I was second too late. I was second too late. I stretched a hand out for her, but she was beyond my reach. Nomiki! Oh shit. I could hear. Over Nomiki now. I can hear Takahara's voice.
我ながら大胆なことをしたものだ。キスで勇気をもらうなんて、まるで少女漫画だ。そういえば、高原とのキスは初めてじゃなかったな。いや、あれは事故か。肝試しで高原がこけた先に私がいただけだ。だから、今のが初めてのキス？しかし、夢の中は回数に数えていいんだろうか。それになぜか馴染みがある感触だった。とても心が満たされる感触だ。もしこれが夢じゃなかったとしたら、私はどうなるんだろう。落ちた後も夢から覚めなかったとしたらどうなるんだろう。嫌なことばかり考えてしまう。だけど高原のためなら私の身に何が起こっても惜しくはない。まったく高原の行動を止めておきながら自分勝手なものだ。でも仕方がない。私にとって彼は大切な存在になっていたんだから。ずっと気づいていた。彼の気持ちにも自分の気持ちにも。それでも素直になれなかったのは自分への負い目なんだろう。みんなの優しさが本物だと分かっているのに、同情だと疑う自分の心の弱さ。高原は私の過去を何も知らなかったというのに、私のことを思ってくれた。ああ、本当に私はバカだ。
My you freaking idiot!
ああ、知っている。
Jump
高原
with her. Nomiki! I chased after Nomiki, jumping off the platform. No, jumping would be putting it a bit too lightly. I kicked off the rail with all my might. Nomiki was falling freely, so I caught her in an instant. And then I braced her tightly in midair.
バカ者、お前まで飛び降りてどうする？
You're moron, you are. Yeah. I just want to say, this is the tallest tower ever. If they can hold a conversation like this. Usually you fall down even, even you're like 1,000 feet. You'll fall down in 3 seconds, right? It's okay, it's a dream world.
いや、お前の方がバカだ。これは私の夢だ。私が責任を取らなければいけないんだ。だからもし落ちて夢から覚めなかったとしても、怪我をするとしても私だけでなければ。
Just stop, moron. If you're worse than a moron, dumbass. Nomiki, you absolute dumbass. Do you seriously think I can live with myself if I let that happen? Like hell, I could sacrifice the girl I love like that.
それは私もだ。好きな人が傷つく様など見たくない。
Miki, you're always doing too much on your own.
だって私は
I'm here for you. I won't let you be alone, no matter what the circumstances are. You're never alone. I never ever let you go.
高原。
Excuse me. No matter what happened, I'll be by your side. I promise.
高原。あ、頼む。
Damn, dude, she missed a chance. She should have called him Heidi. He called her Miki.
私のそばにいてくれ。
I clutched her firmly. You hit the ground at any moment, but suddenly I saw a light. Not the overpowering brilliance from before, but a gentle, fleeting light. A butterfly. It gently spilled from Nomiki's body and fluttered in front of my face. How strange. Somehow, the way it was moving made me think it was thanking me. And then, when the earth was but a hairbreadth away from us, how many days has it been? I sat up with a start, like my body was prepared by some sort of spring. My heart was pounding wildly. I woke up. I was in my perfectly normal room, lying in my perfectly normal bed. The world outside was bright. I'm not dreaming? I checked the clock and found it was the middle of the morning. I felt all the tension drain out of my body and let out a long, heavy sigh. Thank goodness. The idea of crashing to the ground and just lying there, immobile, was the dream carried on me. Made me shiver. Suddenly I noticed that something was resting on my shoulders. It was a glowing butterfly I seen at the very end of the dream. Nomiki? For some reason, her name popped out of my mouth. The butterfly leisurely flapped its wing and lifted off from my shoulder. It fluttered over to Nomiki's unconscious body beside me, landed on her, and vanished, almost as nothing, almost looking it had been sucked inside of her. Wait a minute, Nomiki's right beside him! Nomiki's butterfly. It felt like it had some sort of weird, complicated name for them, but it didn't spring to mind in the moment. Wait, what? Nomiki? Just sleeping beside me, even though I'm dreaming? Oh wait, am I still dreaming after all? But no, it's bright outside. Nomiki, hey, Nomiki! I called her name. What the fuck? Why is she doing it? And Nomiki slowly opened her eyes.
Takahara? ここは...
She seemed pretty out of the sorts and glanced restlessly around the room. A moment later, the light seemed to return to her previously dull eyes.
ここは現実なのか?
Judging by their reaction, there was no longer any doubt that we've been sharing a dream.
夢から戻ってこられたのか?
Yeah, we're back. Or I thought so anyway, but then why are you here?
昨晩は高原に送ってもらって、でも寝つけずにいて、もしかして私はここに忍び込んだのか?
What the fuck? She cocked her head quizzically. I mean, don't ask me. Nobody locks the door on this island, so I figured it was possible. Well, whatever. First thing first. Without any further preamble, I hugged her. The same way I did in the dream, just as tight.
高原、いきなりどうした?
I don't even care if this is a dream or not right now. I just want to hug you.
絶対に離さない。だったか?
That's right.
私もだ。
We embrace each other, as if to shake off everything that we went through in a dream.
今が夢なのか現実なのかはどう確かめればいいだろうか?
The usual method is to pinch yourself and see if it hurts or something, right?
なるほど。定番だ。だが、もう少しそれを待ってほしい。
Why?
もし夢だとしても、もう少しこのままでいたい。
Nomiki squeezed me even harder. Got it. Me too. Stay right here, just for a little.
寝み心地?
Oh!
え?
Umi-chan!
京子さん、ハイリさんが野村さんとお布団で一緒。
This is real. Oh god, this is definitely real.
そうなのか?
あらあら、ハイリ君にミキちゃん。
Good morning.
おはようございます。
夜中に物音がしていたとは思ったけど、
Oh,
お姉さんに電話の前に少しお話いい?
no, isn't that what you think?
私たちは恋人だから決してやましいことをしているわけでは。
Huh? Did you say we're dating?
違ったか?
No, we weren't. We're dating, yeah. So we had nothing to be ashamed of, Kyoko-san.
年頃の男女が同金なんて風紀の乱れよ。
そうだぞ高原。不純異性行為は風紀の乱れだ。
It's not illicit. Also, whose side are you on, Nomiki?
しまった。つい。
とりあえず二人ともそこに座って。
Right.
はい。
あ、海ちゃんは今の方に行っててね。
Umi-chan apparently had a vague sense what was going on, so she just nodded suddenly and left the room. You know, this is the very little sister of Umi-chan to do that. They're like, Mom! Hairi's have a girl in his bed. Basically, dude, right? That's what she basically just did. Instead of mom's like, Kyoko-san! It's pretty funny. We were forced to kneel down and listen to Kyoko-san's seemingly endless lecture. She went on and on about respect of male and female relationships and the responsibility our guardians have for us. She scolded Nomiki just as thoroughly as she scolded me. But even though she was being scolded somehow, Nomiki seemed a bit happy. I figured out why in an instant. It's because scolding you when you've done something wrong is your parents' job. Kyoko-san's everyone's mom. I agree. Ever since that day, I started having weird dreams about Nomiki. My summer vacation on the island carried on perfectly normal, but that mysterious butterfly I saw kept eating away at me, and I tried asking Aoi about it.
まあ端的に言うと、あの蝶は人の記憶なの。時々ポロッとこぼしちゃう人がいるのよね。きっと飲みきのあんたに会いたいって気持ちが強すぎたんでしょ。
Yep, don't get it at all. There's some real occult stuff there. The one thing that was absolutely clear to me was
そんなことより、飲みきのこと大事にしなさいよ。
Yeah, of course. The fact that everyone had openly acknowledged that Nomiki and I were a couple. Before long, I could count our main days to summer vacation on one hand. Hey, the sample printout and the article's here. I passed around a copy of the final article as it was scheduled to run in the paper. Everyone clustered around in excitement.
へえ、島の雰囲気がよく伝わる記事ね。
うまいこと少年団を絡めて書くもんだな。
ふむ。ところで、闘技である卓球のことに触れられていないようだが。
Dial in, what now? First I heard of it.
記者の二人には熱く語ったはずなのだが。
Sounds like he put them through quite the
こ
hassle.
の記事、飲みきは
She checked through the whole thing yesterday, so yeah, she's seen it all. Anyway, look, read this bit here.
鳥城島の最大の魅力は、なんといっても豊かな人の心を育むことのできる環境。それは島民同士のつながりだけではなく、訪れる人にも十二分に伝わるだろう。
この島は一つの大きな家族のようなもの。
一度でも訪れたなら、あなたも家族の一員です。
Nomiki wrote that part.
飲みきらしい締め方だな。
だが、しみる。
そうね。これは飲みきが書くからこそ意味がある言葉ね。うん。納得。
By the way, where is Nomiki?
一緒じゃないの？
No, we were supposed to meet up here.
そうなの？
What? Then just where is she? I checked the time.
なんかあるのか？
The reporters are going home.
ああ、船の時間か。
You have to thank them and say our goodbyes. And I didn't want to speculate, but at the very least, they were Nomiki relatives to some degree or another. That much was certain. Shira, do you have any idea about where she might be?
山の方に向かってるのを見た。いつもの見回りだと思っていたけど。
The mountain? So, the secret base? I'm gonna go get her. Sergeant asked us, but start a ferry until we get there.
何？
ずいぶん無茶を言うな。
I'll explain it all later. Counting on you. I ran back to Koto's household, grabbed the cup, and rode it towards the secret base. If it turned out she wasn't there, I could still ride the bike around the rest of the island and search for her. I was really hoping she'd be at the base, though. I didn't want to waste even a second. Nomiki!
高原？
Thank goodness. You really were here.
どうしてここに？
That's my line. You know the reporters are leaving today, right?
知っている。私は昨日挨拶したからな。
No, that's not what I mean.
養子の件もその時に正式に断っている。
You did?
お二人はとても残念そうだった。悪いことをしたと思っている。せっかく私を訪ねてきてくれたというのにな。
You have to see them off.
うん。だが、どんな顔して見送ればいいかわからない。
It might be ages until the next time you get to see them.
そうかもしれないな。
Isn't there still something you want to tell them? If there is, you really should say it while you can.
うん
Hey, be honest. You already caught on, right?
何をだ
Those two aren't just your relatives.
待てそれ以上は言わないでくれ
But
頼むあくまでそれは可能性だろ確証はないんだ
Nomiki. Of course, I understand why she hesitated. She was right. It really was just groundless possibility. But if she didn't make it a move now, the possibility would never be resolved. No, Nomura Miki.
なんだいきなり
What am I to you?
恋人だ
That's right. So, sorry, but I'm going to meadow.
何をする気だ
Come on, we're going to the harbor.
しかし私は
Hurry! I put her by the hand, loaded her on the back of the cub. Oh, nice CG. I drove along with Nomiki behind me. We made it off. The precarious mountain path sped along the paved road by the sea.
高原スピード出しすぎではないか
It's fine. I'm driving with safety in mind.
こんなことをするのは初めてで正直怖いのだが
Better hold tight then.
それは少し恥ずかしいぞ
I'm happy about it.
今何か言ったか
Nah, don't worry about it. Anyway, I'll get you to harbor before the ferry leaves for sure.
それだが私はやはり
Nope, whatever you're about to say, you're still definitely better off seeing them. You're gonna regret it if you don't. No question about it.
しかし会ってしまえば私は何を言ってしまうかわからない
Just be honest and say whatever you're thinking.
思っていることをそのまま言ってしまえばそれこそ後悔することになるかもしれない立ち直れないくらい落ち込むかもしれない
It'll be fine. I'm here for you. I promise, right? No matter what happens, I'll be right by your side.
高原
This song always makes me smile. Sorry to say it in such a trite sort of way, but it's always better to regret doing something than regret not doing it. At the least, you're moving forward that way. And if you don't, I'll take your hand and pull you ahead anyway.
お叶わないな高原は私が思っていたよりも強い男の子だったんだな
Nah, I'm really not. I'm just that, yeah. I got a girlfriend this summer. As far as I'm concerned, that's a pretty incredible event. And I started wanting to show off in front of her. And I started wanting to try harder. And I started wanting to take care of her. I don't want her to cry. I want her to keep smiling. Or really, I want to make her smile. That's all there is to it. Pretty simple, right?
単純だなだけどそんな恋人に私は支えられているんだなうん私もカッコつけなければいけないんだろう恋人に頑張っている姿を見てもらいたい
Yeah, let me see it. I'm positive I'll fall for you all over again.
そうだなもっとも私はすでに惚れ直したぞ
Nomiki wrapped her arms around me, even more firmly, squeezing me tightly to her. That was enough to make me want to work even harder for her. But... What? The ferry's leaving! We're still a little ways away from the harbor when we heard the steam
間
whistle.
に合わないのか
Damn it! Holy crap, I must have looked incredibly right now. And I was... I'll get you down there in time for sure too. God, this sucks. By the time we arrived at the harbor, the ferry was already gone. Its wake was still clear in the water and was plainly visible.
行ってしまった
入りすまねえもう少し引き伸ばそうと
Why
して
he's
みたんだ
naked? Oh, fucking Kamome! Stop it! Oh, man, Kamome. It's going crazy in the background.
5分くらいは持ったんだがそれで限界だった
I'd rather not ask you what you did to stop for time, but anyway, thanks. I had a number of doubts about your state of dress, but I was too busy bitterly regretting the way this all went as I watched the ferry sail off into the distance.
Takahara.
I'm sorry, Nomiki. I really ran my mouth off, only for it to turn out like this.
いや、高原は十分頑張ってくれた。だから、ここからは私がその頑張りに応える番だ。
Huh?
見守っていてくれ。
Nomiki sprinted onto the broadcast tower with a determined look in her eyes.
緊急につき、使用で使わせてもらいます。船に乗っている記者さんたち、聞こえますか？
Yeah.
野村美希です。
Her voice came through so loudly, the audio was riddled with noise. Nomiki shouted into the mic from the top of the broadcast tower. Islanders started poking their heads outside from all over the place, wondering why it was so much louder than usual. In the midst of that, Nomiki's voice continued to reverberate through the air.
私はこの島で暮らせて幸せです。この島はとてもいい人ばかりで、みんなが家族のように私に接してくれます。
Her voice was echoing across the whole island, most likely. The islanders, who wandered up to see what was going on, looked up and watched her with a smile. And as they watched over her, Nomiki poured her heart out about how her feelings for the island to the departing reporters.
記事にも書かせてもらいました。この島の魅力は豊かな人の心を育むことのできる環境です。それは島民同士のつながりだけではなく、訪れる人にも十二分に伝わるものです。この島のみんなが家族で、私の家族で、一度でも訪れたならその人も家族の一員で、だからあなたたちも家族なんです。私にとっては大切な家族なんです。
Damn. Just then, I saw two tiny figures lean down over the side of the departing ferry, facing this way. It was about to make out their features with a naked eye, but I was certain they were the reporters. I was sure that Nomiki saw them too.
私はこの島が大好きです。ずっとこの島にいます。あなたたちがまた来るのを待っています。ずっと待っています。だからまた来てください。
With the volume set to the highest output, Nomiki strained her voice, shouting with all her might. I could see the figures of the ferry waving. Nomiki's feelings got through to them. And so, my unforgettable summer, our summer, came to a close. GG's! Oh my god. Cue the music. Yay! And I gotta mute the music because of DMCA. Yay! Yeah! That's good. Hey! I got a little bit teary. Not gonna lie. Choked up a little at the end. That was a sad moment. She straight up told him, you know, yeah, I don't want to go with you. I don't want to be adopted by you, but you're still family. Come back next year. Basically, right? So, yeah, that was good. Dude, I like the Reflection Blue routes a lot more than the original. I think they're way better than the original. No offense to the original Summer Pocket. With Shiroha, Tsumugi was really good though. I really like Tsumugi. And Kamome. Right? Shizuku and Nomiki route are really, really good. I think they're really, really good. The Umi route probably didn't make sense to me because I never beat the game yet. You have to beat the game probably to understand Umi route. But yeah, man, Nomiki and Shizuku are freaking good. Easily 2 favorite routes so far. And they're all Reflection Blue. So I have high hopes with Shiki now. Because Shiki's the last heroine. And she also the last Reflection Blue girl. So that's a pretty high hurdle for Shiki. Both Shizuku and Nomiki was really good. Nomiki was really fun. I think that's a really good route the sharing dream thing is genius. I think that's a really good idea. That definitely made Nomiki route stood out to me a lot. Not even just in Summer Pocket, but like visual novel routes, period. Right? Sharing dreams? That's genius, man. I like that. Is a canon ending? Is canon? I did get spoiled a little bit when I looked at Reddit. I saw Umi, person A and Heidi holding hands. They spoiled it in the opening. Fuck that. They already spoiled it in the opening. If you watch the fucking opening, you already know. The Shiroha. So, I was like, oh, okay. I already know who Umi is, kinda. But I'll wait till I read True Route to confirm who she is. But I think I already know who Umi is. So, yeah, I fucked up. I think I read Umi Route when I didn't know who Umi is. I didn't spoil myself. I didn't know who the fuck Umi is. I thought Umi was just his cousin. And I was like, what the hell? This route is kind of weird. Apparently, you want to save the Umi route until you beat True Ending. Recommend replaying it? I already played the Umi route. I gotta replay it probably or something. But, alright, that's GG's. GG's. We gotta go for the epilogue. I think my favorite ending is this, Shizuku, dude. Shizuku got the best ending. Because they came back to each other, to promise. It reminded me of, I don't remember her name. Yuiko. Yui-chan Rao. Uh-oh. Oh, don't get a seizure. Damn. You only play Umi after Shiroha? Makes sense. Summer vacation came to a close, and I returned to my hometown. Even after I left, Nomiki and I wrote letters to keep in touch to each other. Hey, why didn't they just text each other? Do they not have phones? What year is this? I don't know. I never even imagined that I had the chance to exchange letters with a girl like this. A girl like this during this lifetime. Life really is unpredictable. That summer made me realize how true that was. We mostly wrote about the recent events in our lives, and among Nomiki's letters was one that mentioned she'd be having a parent-teacher conference at school to discuss her plans for the future. A parent-teacher conference, huh? How would that work out for her, considering her absent parents? But she'd go to the meeting alone? In any case, she was clearly facing forward and trying her hardest. There was clear evidence that she overcame something over the course of that summer. Alright, since I'm her boyfriend and all, guess it's my time to work hard a bit, too. I pulled out my address book and looked up a certain number. And then, hello, it's me, Takahara Heidi. Okay. Alright. I had a dream for the first time in ages. Oh, really? I had the feeling I dreamed something when I woke up. I couldn't remember what sort of dream it was, at all, though. Not being able to remember it made me really curious what it was. All that I know was that there were tears welling up in the corners of my eyes when I woke.
また妙な夢を見たのでなければよいが。
I hadn't had any of those at all since Takahara saved me. I was pretty sure I didn't have to worry about them anymore. Oh, I guess we're in Nomiki right now. That's why it was bothering me, just a bit.
でも、なんだかいい夢だった気がする。
When I tried to remember it, rather than any details of the dream itself, I recall a faint trace of the emotion I apparently felt in it. It was an incredibly satisfying, comfortable feeling. Almost like I'd been given some sort of wonderful present. So I was convinced it was a good dream.
いい朝だ。これなら頑張れそうだ。
It was a day of the parent-teacher conferences.
よし。
I psyched myself up once more and headed off to the school.
じゃあ、そろそろ始めるか。
はい、よろしくお願いします。
My teacher knew that I was on my own. It was very accommodating. I'm very grateful for that.
で、進路だが、野村はどう考えてるんだ？
はい、私は
Just as I was about to explain my plans. Oh, is it her parents? The door to the classroom slammed open.
もう始まってる。
Oh!
すみません、遅れました。
Even better, the childhood friends. The whole crew, right?
良一、この時間は私だぞ。
あ、知ってるぜ。
じゃあなぜ遅れたと？
あ、申し遅れました。
Oni-chan.
俺、野村美希の兄です。
Ani desu. Ryoichi introduced himself to my teacher as my brother.
兄？
俺たちは兄弟みたいなもんだろ。なら年上の俺は兄貴だろうが。
いや、
Before I figure out the situation, the door opened again.
申し訳ない。
Oh,
日課の素振り100万回をしていたら、つい時間を忘れて遅れてしまった。
Fucking Tenzin. He's never wearing a school uniform. He only got one outfit. This time it was Tenzin.
可能の面談はもう終わっただろう。
ええ。だが今は野村美希の兄だ。
Ani.
いつも妹が世話になっている。
Damn, dude.
なんだ、天然も来たのかよ。
うん。良一もいたのか。考えることは一緒だな。
いや、お前ら一体何を？
Oh, it's
遅
on.
れてすみません。野村美希の姉です。青まで？
野村、これはどういうことだ？
私にも何が何だか。
Damn, even Shira poked her head into the still open door.
美希の姉のつもりです。
Dang, alright. It got me a little bit teary-eyed. Just a little bit. That's pretty good. It's a really good ending.
白浜で。
失礼する。
Damn.
野村美希の祖父だ。
ここでよかったかしら。
Oh!
野村美希の母です。
Kyoko-san. And Nomura grandfather. I mean, I forgot his name. The islanders piled into the room one after another. Before I knew it, the classroom was packed full of general populace of Torishirojima.
野村、一応三者面談なんですが、これは何者面談になるんだ？
Surrounded by a massive crowd of people, all of whom claimed to be my family. I couldn't really tell if my teacher was kidding or not. Seeing the smiles of everyone who gathered here, just for me, I felt pain and my emotion in my chest. My vision grew blurry in a flash. I could feel the tears flowing down my cheeks, and yet I just couldn't stop smiling. Ah, crap, I'm late! Damn, Heidi! I heard a panicked voice. I knew who it was in an instant. It was an incredibly important voice to me. Is this a dream? Am I dreaming again? Did I wander into that dream world once more? Excuse me, I'm Nomura Miki's future husband. His voice cracked as he introduced himself. My face is on fire. It's definitely bright red right now, for sure. My voice came out as a weird squeak of happiness and shock.
それは少し気が早くて困るね。
Another voice. The reporters, huh? The voice that I've been wanting to hear
き
again.
ちんと挨拶をしてからにしてほしいわね。
Damn, dude, the reporters were her parents. A voice. I wanted to ask an important question. The two of them walked into the classroom.
私は
急に申し訳ない。高原くんから今日三者面談があると連絡が来てね。
なので足を運ばせてもらったの。
They smiled kindly at me. Then they straightened up their posture and faced us once more with a sudden formal air. I could see a sort of resolution in their expressions, but I had a feeling I knew that was coming. My heart was pounding. Deja vu. Felt like something like this happened to me just recently. I remember it was my dream from this morning. A dream in which the two of them appeared.
はじめまして。そしてお久しぶりです。
Osashiburi.
私たちは野村美希の
Oh.
父と母です。
The adults from the island quietly nodded. The kids' eyes widened. Oh. And my eyes grew hot once more. I can't say it. I can finally say the words I always wanted to speak. The words I yearned for. Nomiki? Takahara smiled and nodded at me.
おかえりなさい。お父さん、お母さん。
Everyone broke out in smiles. I really, truly am blessed.
先生、お騒がせしてすみません。でも、みんな私の家族なんです。
Oh shit, dude. Damn. That was really good. Dude, that was really good. Alright, that deserves a clap. That deserves a clap. Oh, dude, the last heroine all by herself. Shiki. She never interacted with anybody route. We never saw Shiki anybody route. Shizuku was in Tsumugi route. Oh, dude, the final restart before we could begin Shiki route. The last restart. But before we do that, let's talk about Nomiki route. That was really good. The ending is really good. It's definitely, I don't know, man. It's hard to say it's my favorite because of how much I like Shizuku. Shizuku's my favorite girl. And that'll obviously make her ending my favorite too, but damn, dude, the Nomiki run, that was is really good. What makes Shizuku my favorite ending though? Because it reminds me of Kuragaya route from Little Busters. They promised each other. A little bit spoilers of Kuragaya, right? Yuiko and Little Busters. Riki and Kuragaya, they promised each other to meet each other one more time after school. Riki promised to come back to Kuragaya, and you cannot unlock Kuragaya ending, her true ending, unless you beat True Route and Little Busters, because they can only meet each other again in the real world, right? Because if they try to meet each other again in the, you know, the dream world of Little Busters, Kyosuke is gonna reset everything, because that's not how he wanted, right? He needs them to be stronger, because he doesn't even know Kuragaya is gonna make it after, you know, make it out with Riki and Rin. But, you know, they got a happy ending with a true ending. They went to the beach, and Riki came back to Kuragaya. To me, Kuragaya route, her true ending will always be my canon. It will always be canon ending to me, because she's the only girl that he promised to meet after true ending. So that's why I feel like Kuragaya to me was like, that's why she's best girl and one of my favorite girls in like all of Key Studio. And that route is one of my favorite in all Key Studio. Shizuku, it gave me a little bit of shades of Kuragaya because they broke up at the end, right? For different reasons, right? Because they need to grow as a character, as a person. They can't lean on each other's backs and support each other. Or I shouldn't say use the word support. I should say rely on each other, right? They need to get strong on their own, right? Hairi has to face his swim club team. And Shizuku needs to face reality, right? Of bad emotions. She got to face that. And they promise to only meet each other once they feel like they could, you know, deal with they conquered their fears or whatever, right? Conquer their trauma. And at the end, when she came back to the beach hut and the Hairi was waiting there, I thought Tsumugi was going to be there. I was a little bit sad Tsumugi wasn't there, but you know, it is what it is. But Hairi, he came back with the dolls too, the plushies, the cow and the duck, always together, forever. And then she came back and she turned around and smiled at Hairi. I really like that ending. It reminded me of that. I think Nomiki, I don't know, maybe it's debatable. Nomiki right now, maybe I give her the best ending. Right? The ending was really good because it had the homies, the entire childhood friends. Right? The entire village. Even Kyoko-san showed up, and Shiroha, and Shiroha grandfather. Yeah, I think I could say Nomiki had the best ending. It was really good. I liked it a lot. Her route turned out a lot better than I expected. I didn't know what to expect. When they started showing the dreams, that's when I knew her route was gonna be really good. Because I think that's a really good uniqueness to the route. It's really good. Anyway, GG's. That was really good. As you can see right here, we only have one more heroine left before we go to True Route, which is, her name is Shiki. And Shiki has one of my favorite VAs of this generation. I think she has the same VA as Delta from Shadow Garden and Power from Chainsaw Man. So I think I automatically really like Shiki already. But we'll see. We shall see how good Shiki Route is. Anyway, GG's everyone, GG's. We'll continue on to the next and last heroine next time. GG's.